Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
Thursday night baseball in our beautiful city. Petco Park, fans arriving to see the young and surprising Miami Marlins against the Padres, and your Fox Sports San Diego seat is reserved. It's the first of 4 games. The Marlins and the Padres, and Casey McGee, a free agent, batting cleanup. He has been on a tear and hits behind Giancarlo Stanton. What a 1-2 punch for Miami. They're in first place. Yasmani Grandal, the cleanup hitter for the Padres. 3 home runs the last 6 games played, and he's hitting over 380 against Miami in his brief career. And good evening, everyone. With Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, pleased you're with us. 4 games with the Marlins. We wouldn't have thought at the start of the year we'd say the first place Miami Marlins.
Yeah, well, they definitely have some potential, and they've got through trades some good talent, veterans and youngsters alike, Dick. And you look at right now, it's a close race with the Nationals and the Marlins, 19 and 15 for those Marlins.
And the Marlins are the number 2 hitting team in the National League.
And you see the difference, 2-10 record on the road. All the rest of the numbers fall into place below on the road. Well, 6 of those 10 losses, they were tied or had the lead in the 8th. They had a couple of walk-off losses in the road. They have faced the East, where they have some tough pitching as well. So these Marlins, they've stayed in games late. Although the 2-10 record can be a little misleading, they're staying in the game. It's going to be interesting seeing what happens tonight against the Padres.
Well, they're schizophrenic. They have the best record in baseball at home and the worst record in baseball on the road. What will we see in this 4-game series? Well, Ian Kennedy hoped that 2-10 record continues. He's on the mound for the Padres.
Yeah, and I think the one mindset that Ian Kennedy needs to keep tonight against these Marlins is that the last 3 starts do the same type of thing. The 1-1 record, the ERA is great at 2.5. He just needs a little support. The one thing that sticks out also, more strikeouts than innings pitched, right? 10.5 in 9 innings. So the one thing here, he has to be a little bit more efficient, but that's kind of out of his control. If he's going to go up and out of the zone, go up and out of the zone for the swing and miss. Let's see how many foul balls he can avoid tonight so he can go deeper into the game.
Well, there's Trout, and there's Machado, and there's, a lot of fine young rookies. Maybe the best of all is the man we're going to see tonight from Miami. He's only 24 years of age. Giancarlo Stanton, with a big-time power, leads the major leagues in RBIs. Oh, my.
Padres had the tough task of trying to limit Giancarlo Stanton this week. Already 10 home runs, 38 RBIs. And talking to Buddy Black, he says he needs to be considered among one of the best in the majors.
He's one of the premier players in the game. You know, he gets overlooked a little bit when the media talks about Mike Trout, about Harper. But when you put an age, next to a guy's name, and you say Stanton, he should be included in those conversations with those two other fellows for sure.
Ian Kennedy on the mound for the Padres as they try and take game one against the Marlins. First pitch is coming up on Fox Sports San Diego.
Ian Kennedy, a sample of his strikeout stuff, and he hopes to have his A game tonight against the Miami Marlins, who visit the Padres for a 4-game series. San Diego early in the season at Miami, and the Marlins took 2 out of 3. Kennedy takes the mound. We're set to go. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Miami Marlins. Again, they're the number 2 hitting team in the National League. Christian Yelich, he's a Southern California lad from Thousand Oaks. Derek Dietrich, Giancarlo Stanton, the major league leader in RBIs. Casey McGee's had a good season hitting cleanup. Jared Saltalamacchia, former Red Sox, behind the plate. Garrett Jones, former Pirate, at first base. They've done some great work in picking up free agents and melting those in with the fine young rookie classes that they had of recent years. Marcell Ozuna is in center. Adeiny Hechavarria, the Cuban shortstop, and Jacob Turner on the mound.
And veteran right-hander Ian Kennedy told us the slab tonight. Got to keep doing what you're doing. We talked about his last 3 starts, putting up pretty good numbers. And efficiency, work down. I can elaborate on this during the game, but in a nutshell, you cannot control the foul balls. If he goes up out of the zone, hopefully it's a swing and miss. Fewer foul balls tonight, therefore, maybe take him deeper into the ball game.
Boy, that was painful yesterday, Andrew Kashner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Foul ball after foul ball, 43 pitches in the first inning for the right-hander. Bud Black has set his defense, and here it is, brought to you by Aramco Mortgage. In the outfield, it'll be Smith, Maben, and Denorfia fanned left to right. Around the horn, Amarista, Cabrera, Jerko, and Alonso. Grandal behind the plate, and Kennedy on the hill. 29 years of age, from the University of Southern California. It's a cool but very pleasant night here in San Diego. Well, let's see what these Marlins have. They're surprising at home. Lost only 5 of 22 games, but on the road, they've won only 2 of 12. Yelich steps in. Kennedy ready to work. Plate umpire Ron Culpo says play ball. And we're underway. First pitch strike. This is a team that last year lost 100 games. And here they are tonight, tied with Washington atop the National League East. 1-1. Beautiful San Diego sky, still plenty of blue left.
Very nice.
64 degrees. No wind to really consider in terms of affecting games play. Foul tip into the glove of Grandal. Here's the plate umpire Ron Culpa with Ed Hickox, Lance Barrett, and the crew chief Dana DeMuth on the bases. Jerko has to charge and gets Yelich by a good stride. One away to Derek Dietrich. What are the keys to the game?
Well, you ask Mr. Enberg and you shall receive. The keys of the game brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County. Keep Giancarlo quiet. That's the kid waiting on deck right now. Giancarlo Stanton. We know his numbers and what he can do. And how about a clean, crisp game? Pretty much everything yesterday. The fielding, a little bit of base running. Hey, they know they can clean it up. Hopefully it starts tonight.
It's not for lack of effort. It's been very frustrating for everyone. Dietrich sends a high fly into foul territory out of play. The Padres start tonight with the worst batting average in the major leagues. And that means they can only get better.
Yeah, and you know what? Bud Black will be the first to say it. We need to play a clean, crisp game, not give away free outs. We need the timely hitting. Everything has to go our way. Right?
Good change up there from Ian Kennedy, and he jumps in front, 2 strikes on Dietrich. Part of it is the lack of power in the lineup for the Padres as well. You figure that Stanton has 10 home runs this year. The Padres starting lineup tonight has a total of 11. So something's going to break loose here soon. We're going to see this big, powerful young outfielder. He's worth the price of admission.
It would be nice for Ian Kennedy to get out of this inning with fewer than 10 pitches. Once again, keep an eye on the foul balls tonight. Something that's out of his control.
Breaking ball doesn't quite catch the plate. 2-2. Marlins have won their last 4 and 9 of their last 11. It's the start of a long road trip for them. 11 games, 4 here, 3 in LA, and then 4 up in San Francisco. So the National League West will be their test.
That's too logical of a schedule. They should be going from San Diego to Milwaukee down to.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kennedy has his first strikeout. 44 strikeouts and 42 innings for Kennedy coming in. And Giancarlo Stanton is ranking second in the majors in home runs with 10, leads the National League. First in the majors in RBIs with 38, and 4th in slugging percentage. He's only 24. The only thing negative in his report card, he will strike out a lot. But when you have that kind of power, you can forgive 42 strikeouts.
And he can be pitched to. First pitch down and away from Ian Kennedy.
Weak swing there at a curveball.
Good yacker from Ian. Now he's got him on the defensive here. One thing that Giancarlo Stanton does so well is use the whole field. I mean, he'll wear out right center field, but now he's in the defensive mode right now. See if Ian Kennedy can put him away.
Swing and a miss, a late swing. And Kennedy with 2 strikeouts, a 1-2-3 opener for the Padre right-hander. Here comes Denorfia, Cabrera, and Smith against Jacob Turner. Kennedy establishing the strikeout pitch early. Set his lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Chris Denorfia will lead it off. Everett Cabrera in the second spot. Seth Smith, who has 8 hits in the last 13 at bats, will bat third. Yasmani Grandal, all 4 of his home runs left-handed in the cleanup slot. Then Jed Jerko, Cameron Maben, 7 for the last 13. Maben, Yonder Alonso at first base, Alexi Amarista at third, and then Kennedy the pitcher. Jacob Turner.
Now let's check out the scouting report for the right-hander. Not overpowering. Right-handed hitters look for the ball out over the plate. The splits are really amazing how right-handed hitters hit better against the right-hander Turner than left-handers. See if they can get some mistakes early and do some rattling around on the base paths.
This is only his second start after coming off the DL. He had a shoulder sprain early in the season. Was roughed up in his one other start. And he's amazingly 0-9 on the road in his career. And his first pitch is in for a strike at 90. 0-9 in 15 starts. That's the 3rd most career starts without a win since 1914. You don't want to be in that category.
No.
2 strikes quickly on Denorfia. Chris just a base hit under 300 on the season. Fly ball, right field, Stanton. Near the edge of the track for the out. Everett Cabrera. He's battling his way out of a slump. First, let's check the Marlins defense, brought to you by Honda. Yelich, Ozuna, and Stanton left to right in the outfield. McGee and Jones at the corners. Hechavarria and Dietrich, the double play combo, and Salto Lamacchia behind the plate. Cabrera 2 for the last 30.
Oh, you take a look at Jacob Turner, 6'5", 215. Pretty basic. Not really a lot of deception. The hitter should see a pretty good view of the baseball out of the hand of the right-hander.
Pass the dive of McGee at third, and Cabrera opens with a sharp shot into left field for the first hit of the game. That's the way to get it started.
Yeah, you've got the third baseman McGee in on the grass, just playing a little game of pepper, a little game of slap. Stays on it nicely, nice and smooth. And no chance for the diving McGee, cutting down that range.
And we talk about the advantage of a player that has the threat of a bunt single, bringing that third baseman in. It makes that hole a little larger, and of course the third baseman closer to the plate doesn't have the reflex time to get to that ball. So Cabrera enjoys a base hit, and here's Seth Smith. Last 4 games, 8 for 13, raising his average up to 295. After that 8-0 pasting yesterday against Kansas City, Padres like to get on the ball and the board early tonight.
Put the pressure on the Marlins. Put the pressure on Turner.
Another good series in the National League West. The Giants and Dodgers hooking up at Dodger Stadium for a 4-game series beginning tonight. Keep an eye on that. Also on the NFL draft. And when the 25th spot comes up and the Chargers make their selection, we'll share it with you. You're not going to miss a thing. A ball and a strike. Seth Smith. Cabrera with 5 stolen bases. Always a threat. He goes. And he has the steal. Number 6 is the ball in the dirt, blocked by Saltalamacchia. That's a good sign. When Cabrera steals, the Padres usually win.
And a little bit out of the comfort zone also for Jacob Turner, because he uses a slide step, abbreviated kick, trying to be a little bit too quick, and therefore bounces it. It picks a good pitch to run on. And the Phantom Cam kicking up some dust around second base, sliding in safely, and a runner in scoring position.
Diving into that infield pool.
Yeah.
Cabrera. Now Smith with a chance to pick up the run. Takes low and away. And the count 3-1. Luke Gregerson going to the Oakland Athletics as they acquired Seth Smith in the offseason. The outside corner, and a full count to Smith. Former footballer himself at University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, but played behind Eli Manning, so didn't get a lot of game duty. In fact, I don't know if he took a snap in his 3 years there. Mike Redmond, the 43-year-old manager, second year at the helm in Miami. Ball 4. Smith leads the team and walks, has another. First and second for Yasmani Grandal. Redmond, who was a catcher in his major league career, 13 seasons, and a pretty good hitter. His lifetime average was .287.
Yeah, and I'll bet you any money that Mike Redmond, if asked, hey, when did you think about managing? Probably when he first went behind home plate, started catching, especially at the big league level. I mean, catchers, they've got to know everybody else's responsibility, right?
Off speed, the Grandal for strike 1. Went to high school and college in Spokane at Gonzaga. Did Redmond. So the table set. Cabrera at second, Smith at first here in the bottom of the first inning. High fly, innocent, left field, easy chance for Yelich. And that's 2 away. Brings up Jed Jerko. You never like to see RIP after a man's name, woman's name, right? And in this game, you don't like to see RISP, runners in scoring position.
Right.
It's maybe the most frustrating and disturbing statistic of all. That means you had a chance and didn't deliver. Here's another runner in scoring position opportunity and a strike to Jerko.
Well, remember I mentioned splits for Jacob Turner, how they're just so drastic. Lefties hitting That tells me one thing. He's throwing a lot of pitches up and away to righties. He doesn't come into righties enough.
Ground ball toward the hole. Echeverria. Oh, he misplaced the ball. And Cabrera bluffed as if going in from third base. But Glenn Hoffman said, hey, that's pretty risky. So the bases are loaded. A tough play for Echeverria. He one-hopped his throw to Dietrich. And everyone is safe.
Hey, the one thing here is maybe sometimes it's okay to not hit the ball on the screws so hard. Cabrera's thinking about going, I don't know. Pretty good arm out there at shortstop. Retrieving that baseball. Take your chances with 2 outs. Bases loaded.
So Padres over every pillow. Bases loaded. 2 out to Cameron Maben. Maben, since coming back from his spring training injury. Now 7 for the last 13. So a hot hitter with the table set. Ball 1.
It's nice for the Padres to put some pressure on the starting pitcher here in the first inning. Extend that inning. Pass it on to the next hitter.
Cabrera, Smith, Jerko aboard. Maben, former Miami property. And a foul ball. 1-1.
That was the fastball from Jacob Turner, about 92 miles an hour. Not overpowering, as I mentioned in the scouting report. Also throws a slider, curveball, and a change.
Bases full. Just to refresh your memory, the Padres acquired Maben from Miami after the 2010 season for pitchers Ryan Webb and Edward Mujica. In the dirt, not far enough for Cabrera to sprint home, and it's 2-1. So a rocky start for Jacob Turner, but no damage yet.
See, this is the one pitch, one hit, one situation where the Padres need to get through in a game, right? Put up a crooked number early. Split a gap here. 2 outs, crack of the bat. Everybody's running.
Right at the shortstop. Echeverria doesn't boot this one, and the inning comes to an end. Padres leave 3 after 1 at Petco. The Marlins and the Padres no score.
score. Padres got down early yesterday. Part of that was due to Everett Cabrera's 2 errors that he made in the first inning. And after the game yesterday, he took ownership of it, said, I should have made those plays. And in talking to Buddy Black today, he said, that's exactly what I want to hear from my players. He goes, those weren't routine plays. They were tough plays, but they're plays we expect our guys to make. And Cabrera knows that, and I'm glad he took ownership of it.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do. Cabrera's just too good a player. Yep. He had a couple of bad plays. I mean, it just set up what was a disastrous first inning. Ground ball McGee right at Cabrera on cue, and he fires that strike across. So 4 up, 4 down for Ian Kennedy.
And you know what, Chris and Dick, to take that a step further, I guarantee you go down in that clubhouse, and accountability is a big thing. And a lot of it has to do with the manager, Bud Black. And there's nothing wrong with saying you messed up, for crying out loud.
No,
I mess up every day.
Don't we all? Yeah. Where is that perfect game? Huh?
Exactly. So you know, it proves that they're human. Obviously, going to make mistakes. Happens. And with that said, Jared Saltalamacchia has got the shift going. Dick, look at that. 1, 2, 3 on the right side for the Marlins catcher.
Hitting just a point under 300. His on base percentage is .400. That's tied for 6th in the National League with Yasiel Puig. He's been a good addition. Yeah, in the last inning when Seth Smith was up and Saltalamacchia behind him, I dare you to say the Seth Smith Saltalamacchia fast 5 times. Free ticket to Petco.
Sounds like an appetizer.
It does.
The Seth Smith Saltalamacchia,
please. Just for, we're going to share it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just one order.
There's plenty to go around.
Yeah. Reminds me of our anniversary last time.
How'd it go, by the way?
Really? Yeah, we went to Juniper Ivy Restaurant. It's a new restaurant here in Little Italy. Highly recommend it. Boy, was that place packed on a Wednesday night. I thought maybe they were giving away free food. We got the check. It wasn't free, but it was certainly nice. Met the chef.
Well, once again, congratulations to you and Barbara.
Hey, who knew? 31 years. "14 letters in his surname. Of a significant player, the longest in Major League history. You got to have broad shoulders to get all 14 on your back. Good cut there, and the count remains full. They have to use the old apostrophe in his name on the scoreboard.
Slovakia.
Slim man, huh?
They call him Salty. Salty dog.
Good power. He's got a half dozen home runs. Walks a lot, 17. Counting for that 400 on base percentage. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Kennedy, his 3rd.
Hey, celebrate 10 years of Petco Park history tomorrow night when the Padres take on these same Marlins. First pitch 7:10. Relive all the great moments of Petco Park after the game with the spectacular Petco Park 10th anniversary fireworks presented by Petco. Get your tickets today at Padres.com.
They say that's going to be the very best pyrotechnic displays ever here at Petco.
Your Delta Tau Chi name is, how you doing? Having a good old time. Toga party at the yard. Yeah.
Garrett Jones, the first baseman.
Wait till Otis sees us. He loves us.
Garrett Jones from the Pittsburgh Pirates, a free agent, pops it up. Left side.
No.
Oh, my goodness, but it goes foul as both Grandal and Amarista looked at each other. Who wants it? No one called, and that's Amarista's ball.
Absolutely. That is Alexi's ball all the way. That is not Yasmani Grandal's ball because he's not turned towards the infield. He's got to turn his back and number towards the infield if he wants it. Alexi's got to take charge on that one.
Now, if that ball had landed fair and kicked, it still would have been foul. But a bit embarrassing. That should have been the 3rd out. So 1-1 the count to Jones. Against Kennedy, he's had good success, 5 for 12 and a home run. Check swing. Try 1-2.
Well, hopefully Ian Kennedy can punch him out right here, put him away. Won't come back to hurt the Padres.
5 years in Pittsburgh. The most home runs, he hit 27, the least 15. Has 5 so far for the Marlins.
Well, pretty basic motion for Ian Kennedy. Kind of a long stride out in front. He's got that glove tucked under the logo for Padres, and good stiff front leg, almost like a hitter, right? That stiff front leg generates that power and that torque, so the upper body can come through, has a solid base, right? To get that top part, bam. It's almost like a catapult, right? It's anchored on the ground, right? But that catapult arm comes through. Why? It's that force that it's anchored on the bottom that you get that force on the arm speed.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Kennedy 6 up, 6 down, and 4 punch outs. What a start for the 29-year-old veteran. Coming up, the Padres, lower third of the order. In the bottom of the second, it'll be Yonder Alonso, followed by Amarista and Kennedy. No score. In our fine city, as the fans here at Petco, so far the Padres and the Miami Marlins, no score. Padres had a chance in that first inning with the bases loaded, and here's Yonder Alonso. He lost a lot of weight in the offseason, didn't realize it would affect his batting average too. He's under his weight at 162. And a strike, 0-2. And everyone, of course, Alonso being at the top of the list, and the batting coaches and the players and manager play, they just can't figure it out. 1-2.
Tell you what, I can't. I don't know how Yonder feels, but it can't be a good feeling. But from a pitching standpoint, you go through these slumps where you're always thinking too much at times, right? And Buddy made the point the other day regarding players slumping.
One hopper right at the shortstop, Echeverria. Now that could have found a hole too, but when you're in a slump, the ball always goes right at a glove. One away.
And Buddy elaborated by saying, you know what, these players who aren't really living up to par right now to their career numbers, they're getting advice from everybody. Their father-in-law is calling, their high school coach is calling, their best friend is calling, you know, and there's a lot being thrown at these guys to try to get out of it. And the best thing you do, like Alonzo Powell and Phil Plantier always say, you got to just keep coming to the ballpark each and every day and trying to get better and work on that swing. And they're doing that.
Alexi Amarista, he too having trouble finding base hits, batting at 164. His biggest hit of the season was against this team, a 3-run pinch homer that beat the Marlins back in Miami. His only home run of the season. And here it is, late innings, and it won Ian Kennedy the game. Right down the line. And just enough carry for a 3-run shot and a victory that salvaged the victory there. Here's a soft liner into center, but coming in to make the catch is Ozuna for the second out.
Boy, that was quite a battle in Miami. A 9-pitch effort from Alexi, turning on that inside slider and keeping it fair for the home run. That was fun to watch.
That was against Nate Eovaldi, was it?
Nate Eovaldi, yep, sure was.
We're going to see Eovaldi in the Saturday night game against Eric Stoltz. The pitching matchups in this series are delicious. Kennedy has a hit and 12 at bats so far this year. Tomorrow night, Tyson Ross gets the National League Rookie of the Year. Jose Fernandez is already 4-1. Then on Saturday, Stoltz against Eovaldi, who's 2-1 with a 2.78 ERA. And on Sunday afternoon, Erlin against Henderson Alvarez, the no-hit, no-run pitcher, 22 years of age. He's 2-2 at the start with a 2.62. That ball is hit pretty well. That might have a lot of distance to it. It's back and it's gone. Oh my! Touch 'em all. Ian Kennedy. The Padres strike from the very bottom of the batting order. Kennedy gives San Diego a 1-0 lead.
Well, with the pitcher up there, Ian Kennedy, he works himself into a hitter's count. 2-0, and what a reception for the right-hander. And Andrew Cashner, yeah, how's that feel? I know how that feels. Welcome to the club, Ian Kennedy.
It's his first major league home run. No, wait. Well, let's double check that.
2-0, getting to it, throwing the head. Hey, that's a good looking and good sounding swing.
That is his first major league home run.
They got to trade out that baseball. They need to get that pelota.
Well, that brings some smiles to the Padre dugout.
How about the valet service he received when he came into the dugout too? Somebody took off his helmet for him and then put it in the helmet rack. I believe it was maybe Eric Stoltz taking care of his pitcher.
Look at Grandal. The kid would say, "Hey, how tough is it? Come on, you guys, wake up here. If I can do it, what's wrong with you?" 2-2 now to Denorfew, fly to right field his first time. Yeah, flex those biceps there, Kennedy. Swing and a miss, strike 3. But from an unlikely source, Ian Kennedy hits his first big league home run, and the Padres grab the early lead against the Marlins. It's 1-0. Tonight already. Rocky Long, the head football coach at San Diego State. And he rocks and fires to San Diego State's Bud Black. Just a little low and outside. And Rocky Long joins us here in our Fox Sports San Diego television booth. And Coach, first of all, congratulations on all the good things that have been happening in your program over on the Montezuma.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm excited to see a pitcher hit a home run. You don't know this. I'm a huge Padres fan, and I love Buddy Black. So,
what's the equivalent in football? Pitcher hits a home run in baseball with like a defensive lineman recovering a fumble and running it for a touchdown?
Probably an offensive lineman picking up a fumble and running for a touchdown. Yeah.
So, Coach, it's a baseball night here at Petco, but also some eyes are on the NFL draft. And I know you're rooting for your kids, some of your seniors. You've got a couple of kids that might be picked in this, not today, but down the line.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple guys going to go from the 3rd to the 5th or 6th round. Nat Berry, our free safety, who is a great player for us, and Bryce Quigley's an offensive lineman that someone's going to take sooner or later. I actually think we're going to have 6 or 7 guys in camp. Some of them will be free agents, but we'll get a couple of 3 drafted later.
Well, I hope the Chargers are able to pick a couple of the local kids.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You know, we got Vincent Brown there already, and it's fun to watch the guy that's local.
We're in the top of the 3rd. Padres 1-0. This is Marcell Ozuna. Right at Alonso. Well hit, but gobbled up by Alonso for the first out. That's 7 straight retired by Ian Kennedy. San Diego State's record, they've been to a bowl the last 4 seasons. That equals the number of total bowl games played in 41 years. You and Brady Hoke really getting it done here, and Hoke going on to Michigan and Rocky taking over. Of course, he was the head coach at University of New Mexico, and you had the winningest coach in Mountain West history. I think I added up. It's what, 85, 90 games? You only remember the losses if you're a typical coach.
You remember the losses more than the wins, but it's nice to have the distinction. Maybe I just outlasted the other ones, you know.
Coach,
I'm older.
I wanted to ask you, the 4 straight bowl game, how has that helped recruiting?
Oh, it does. Obviously, they get to see you on TV. They see the program successful. And, you know, we get a lot more interest outside of the state of California because we're on national TV in those bowl games.
And that is important, isn't it? To have that TV exposure nationwide.
Well, you know, I'm a little bit older, but all the young guys coming up, they love being on TV. They love the exposure. They thrive on the exposure. So if you're not one of those teams on TV, you're at a disadvantage.
And that's got to be a pitch to the parents of the kid, because they want to be able to see him play.
Yeah, we'd love that. And the parents like to come watch in person, but obviously some of them can't afford it, or they can't. The timing's not right, and they always love to watch it on TV.
Okay, I'm a quarterback from Armada, Michigan, and I'm considering 3 or 4 schools, and I'm looking at San Diego State. Give me the pitch. Why should I come here?
Well, obviously the success of our program and the way the athletic department's going, and our school is fantastic. We have over 75,000 applicants. I mean, all those sort of things. But then you walk them on campus, and the weather's so nice, and there's a lot of pretty things on campus.
That's okay. You got me, Coach. We're the West Side.
Coach, I'm always interested to ask coaches who have been at the head position for a long time, what coach was very influential to you, and what from that coach do you take now on the sidelines?
Well, I think there's 4 or 5 guys, so I don't want to mention them all, but a guy named Don Matthews I worked for in the Canadian Football League that kind of did things I thought right. And so anytime you with a guy that did things you think's right, that you kind of copy that. And he probably had the most influence on my coaching career, other than my father was a football coach. I didn't play for my father, but he was a football coach for 30-some years in Southern California, so I watched him, and he's probably the biggest influence in my life.
Well, here's the pitcher. Watch out, Jacob Turner. We've seen what happened at the bottom of the Padre lineup with Ian Kennedy. A couple outs here. Ozuna grounding out, and Echeverria striking out. 5 punch-outs now in the first turn of the batting order for Kennedy, and there's number 6. 6 strikeouts for Kennedy. Stay with us a little bit, will you, Coach?
Yeah,
I had a couple of other.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sure.
Brought good luck so far. We're talking with Rocky Long, the head football coach at San Diego State. Right back with the bottom of the 3rd. State's alum there, Tony Gwynn. None better. Head coach now with the Aztecs, and of course Bud Black, the manager of the Padres, and Rocky Long, the head football coach of the San Diego State Aztecs, spending another half inning with us. First of all, somebody was named Rocky, excuse me, and you said your dad was a coach, so either you were a junior or you were just a tough little kid.
Oh, I'll tell you what, you are smart. I mean, I always knew you were, but no, I was a junior, and I hated to be called junior. So my dad just started calling me that, and it stuck. I don't think I was very tough. Now, he was tough, so maybe I took after him a little bit.
That's nice. Yeah, it sounds like football to me, Rocky. And the other is not only coaching from the father, but you've got a couple daughters that are coaches.
I do. I have two daughters. One's a volleyball coach at a Division III school in Texas, and the other's a basketball coach at a Division II school in Oklahoma.
That's slicing away from the left fielder, and Cabrera has himself another base hit. He singled his first time up and opens the third with a double to left.
See, I'm a big-time Padres fan. I'm lucky, right? I'm lucky.
You're a left-hander?
No, I said I'm lucky because I'm a big Padres fan, and they're hitting the ball when I'm up there.
Okay. Like so many times before, Everett Cabrera with a nice, easy swing, trying not to overswing, and taking that ball exactly where it's pitched out of the hand of Jacob Turner. Padres got a little action here, runner in scoring position, nobody out.
So this is a fairly quiet time for you, Coach, to be, I know the season never ends, but your spring football, is that in the bag now?
Yeah, we're done with spring practice. Our coaches are on the road recruiting right now, and the rules are head coaches can't be out, so I have a lot of time. And my wife and I come to almost every baseball game. We sit out there in the left field.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where you get a lot of foul balls out there. You got to bring your mitt to the game.
No, I duck.
So can you give us a preview of, I know we're a long way and it's a ridiculous question to ask head coach. You'll get the usual coaching verbiage that, well, we might be okay and this and that and the other, but you've got things going in such a positive direction. We all feel good about what might be ahead next season.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a really good football team, and if our quarterbacks play well, we could be really, really good.
Ground ball sharply to first off the bat of Smith. That'll get the runner to third with one out, and a chance for the Padres to add to their 1-0 lead. So the quarterback, and you've got 2 or 3 I know is going to battle for that position, huh?
Well, Quinn Kaler ended up our starter last year, who was a walk-on, who's on scholarship now, and if he has a good year, we're going to have a really good football team. All the other guys haven't played, and they're young, so if something happened to Quinn, you never know what's going to happen, because quarterback's the most important position in football.
All right, here we are, Coach. Man at third, infield in. You got your cleanup man Grandal at the plate. See if you can coax a base hit or at least a long fly ball out of him.
No, we're going to score. It's automatic. We're going to score.
Was football your first love, or did you play some baseball, other sports growing up?
I love saying this. I did play baseball, but when I stopped where I couldn't hit the curve, they told me to run track.
And then you really worked on the defensive side of the football a lot, right? When you came here from New Mexico, you were head coach there, and you were your Hope's defensive coordinator.
Right, yeah. I ended up coaching defense. I played quarterback in college, but I ended up coaching defense and really liked it, and it's been a lot of fun.
And he just did get a piece of that one.
You know, there's a lot to be said in your success, Coach, about the coaches you have around you, to where you delegate certain things. Talk up your coaching staff.
Well, I mean, a lot of people know some of them, but Bob Toledo, who was the head coach at UCLA and several other places, had great success. He's the offense coordinator, best play caller I've ever been around. Brian Sipes, our quarterback coach, and everybody in town knows who he is.
Yep.
Down low and 1-2 now to Grandal.
You know, we've got several good young coaches on our staff too. Mike Smith's our offensive line coach. He's from Madison High School here in town and played for San Diego State. So we got a real good coaching staff. Some old guys, some young guys. We mix very well. Yeah.
Sounds like a good Major League Baseball team. You know, you got some veteran guys and you got some youngsters. Veteran guys, coaches helping the younger coaches. It's always a learning process.
Yeah. I think it really meshes, and then we have some younger guys that maybe understand the players a little bit better than us older guys, and it's a really good mix. What we really have is great kids in our program.
2-2 now to Grandal. Cabrera down the line at third. Ground ball, one hop, that won't get the job done. And Cabrera has to hold, so it'll be up to Jed Jerko. Final question, Coach. In all sports, football, basketball, baseball, on and on and on, defense wins you championships. How's your defense going to be?
I think we're going to be good. We're young at safety, but we're going to be good in the D-line. Our linebackers are going to be in. Our corners are going to be really good. Last year, our corners were young, but we lost a bunch of safeties, so the safeties have to play well. And if they play well, we're going to be good on defense.
Sounds good. You getting us excited. Yeah, things are boiling there at San Diego State in all sports. We're going to see Coach Fisher and some of the basketballers, Xavier Thames and all tomorrow night. And we're proud of our city and we're proud of our universities. And when the Aztecs go well, we all go well.
I appreciate that.
We'll be rooting for you in the fall.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks
Rocky.
for having me.
Stay here. Let's see if Jerko can get the job done. Safe on an error by the shortstop his first time up. Padres left the bases loaded in the first. Get another chance here with a man at third and one out. Unable to get Cabrera home on an out.
Coach, that was what was called a mistake pitch. That was right down the middle, and he fouled it back. That's almost like a receiver getting it right in the numbers across the middle. Nobody around him, and he drops it.
I just know no one knows how hard that is.
It is, and that was
what he's doing right now, and that guy throwing at him.
It's easier, so hard. Easier said than done, no question about it.
Another foul ball.
That's the toughest skill as there is in sports right there.
Yeah, that's what Ted Williams said. He said you're trying to hit a round ball with a round bat squarely, and you've got just a few, maybe an inch and a half, a sweet spot there to drive it. And this guy isn't going to throw it nice and easy right down the middle. That ball to right field, right at Stanton, and the Padres miss an opportunity. Great to have you with us, Rocky Long. All the best to the Aztecs.
Thank you very much,
Good luck, Coach.
Mark. Thank you.
End of 3 at Petco. Padres lead 1-0. Park on this Thursday, and Ian Kennedy from the University of Southern California brought his A game in the first 3 innings. 9 up, 9 down, and 6 strikeouts.
And Dick, he has the off-speed pitches working tonight. Strikeouts via the changeup, the curveball. He's really got a great feel for the old number 2.
Second time around, Yelich the leadoff man. Ball 1. Yelich, then Dietrich and Stanton for Miami. Nice that Rocky Long would spend some time with us, and tomorrow night we'll have Steve Fisher in the booth, the basketball coach at State.
Yeah, that was nice of Coach Long to spend some time with us. And, very optimistic.
Yeah, a big baseball fan. That's nice to know, as is Coach Fisher. 1-1 to the 22-year-old Yelich. Spent a lot of time at Dodger Stadium, he said, as a kid. Only an hour north of Dodger Stadium, where he grew up in Thousand Oaks, went to Westlake High School. It's a young team. Pitching staff. You got a 27-year-old, two 24-year-olds, and two 22-year-olds. Their starting rotation.
Yep.
Future, if they stay healthy, really looks bright in Miami. This is inside, and the count goes full.
You know, a little nugget about this Marlins baseball team. Right now, they stand at 19-15. We documented that early in the Open. Last year, their 19th win came on June 11th.
Strike three called, and Kennedy getting the corners from plate umpire Culpa. Strikeout number 7. Our cold hard fact is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Major League Baseball active leaders, highest win percentage against the National League East. And there's Kennedy in the 3rd spot, trying to go for his 15th win tonight, behind Hop and Gallardo. Dietrich struck out swinging his first at bat. Back to the mound, and Kennedy takes care of business. 2 away. That'll bring up the ever dangerous Giancarlo Stanton. And first of all, let's look at our spray chart brought to you by Southwest Airlines.
Hey, look at that. Using the whole field. Mentioned that earlier, his first at bat, the Giancarlo Stanton. He'll wear out right center field. Pretty evenly distributed hits right there for the young outfielder.
And he pulls that just foul.
Just to button up that nugget regarding the 19th win last year, June 11th. And after that win, their 19th, they were 19-45. That was their record.
That's a full month and 3 days beyond tonight, as they go for their 20th victory in this series.
Keeping the ball away. We saw that the first time up. In fact, the first at bat for Giancarlo Stanton was an uno, dos, adios.
And he was late on a changeup when he struck out.
That
How many times have you seen that?
Very weird, yes.
And the count goes 1-2.
Usually, Dick, that's a good point. When a guy throws a changeup to a hitter, he'll be way out in front of it. The ball will be way out in front of the swing. The case for Stanton last time up, the changeup was behind him. And he was late on the changeup. He must have been guessing something else.
A strike away from 8 punch-outs. This one in the dirt. Padres lead 1-0. It's been all Ian Kennedy tonight on the mound and with the bat, his first major league home run. Ground ball at Cabrera. Straightens and fires, and it's another 3-up, 3-down inning for Kennedy. He's been perfect through 4. Diego presents Padres Baseball by GMC. See why incredible thinking is everywhere. Visit your local GMC dealer today. By Petco, the power of together. By your San Diego Lexus dealer. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Well, as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0 Padres, college night.
Hey, somebody's getting married. Girls' night out. Hey.
Every Thursday night, college night. Good to have the co-eds with us. And we're getting a word that the Chargers have made their selection, so we'll share that with you as Maben takes up high ball one. Maben grounded to short with the bases loaded in the first inning. Made the final out. All the speculation about the Chargers, what would they take? And of course, the consensus was they'd go for a cornerback, and they did. TCU's Jason Verrett is a Charger. Ground ball to the hole and through. That was similar to the ball he struck in the first inning with the bases loaded. There's the difference. Yep. One goes to a glove, one goes through the hole. Fourth hit for the Padres.
Well, see if the Padres can get on that fastball of Jacob Turner as Maben is on this one, the Phantom Cam. Oh, yeah, you see not a lot of vibration on that bat. That means he hits it on the sweet spot. Sharp safety to left.
There is confirmation. Jason Verrett, Texas Christian cornerback. Padres had pretty good luck with the TCU draft choice a few years ago, you know. LaDainian Tomlinson didn't do a bad job, did he?
And somewhere Andrew Kashner is rooting for the Chargers right now.
Alonso, that one drifts down into the first row, dropped by a fan.
There's a happy horned frog right there.
It wasn't yesterday. I would have given him plenty of distance. Andrew Kashner, after the lack of support again, the errors in the first inning, 3 straight starts for Kashner, and not one single run scored in his support. Yeah, some pitchers go through a whole season. That's their tough luck.
Yep.
And it happens even on teams that go on to win a pennant. There's that one pitcher has to struggle to get any runs behind him. Alonso grounded to short his first time. 1-1.
And you know what, Dick? Knowing Andrew Kashner and the type of pitcher and the competitor he is, I'll bet you any money. Remember the rough first inning, right? The 2 errors?
Right.
Andrew's the type of guy that would say, you know what? As a pitcher, I've got to make better pitches after those errors so we can get out of the inning. That's how accountable he is as well.
No, he's a straightforward guy.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that makes him such an attractive all-around Padre.
He's really come a long way, obviously. He's fun to watch, and he's a competitor, and he gives you a good feeling, and he tosses the seats pretty well, too. Hitting Kyle Blanks in the back of the head.
His spot on the rotation will come up the first game on the road trip after this homestand ends Sunday. They'll be going to Cincinnati, so he'll be pitching Tuesday night against the Reds. Not a favorable spot to toe the slab in the National League. It's a home run hitter's ballpark. Could be 2. There's 1. And it's a 4-6-3 double play. The 5th time that Alonso's wrapped into a double play, and that'll bring up Alexi Amaristo.
Looks like Jacob Turner, as we see a group of future big leaguers right there. They brought their gloves and wearing their Padre gear, enjoying the night at the old ball yard. Hey, we got a big zone tonight, Mr. Enberg.
Yeah, Couples on that inside edge, giving both pitchers the call. Alexi fouls it away. 2 strikes on him. He fly to center field his first time.
Oh, that's nice. That gentleman got the foul ball and gave it to a kid down there. Nice.
Yeah, we see that just time and time again.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do.
Amarista chases the ball in the dirt, and that'll be the second strikeout tonight for Jacob Turner. Nothing for the Padres in the fourth. On we go. 1-0 San Diego. Casino Daycation stat of the game, and Ian Kennedy working on the strikeouts, has 7 tonight. National League leaders, most strikeouts by batters. The Marlins as a pitching team, third behind the Dodgers and the Braves. And that figures with these solid right arms, all right-handed pitchers. And tomorrow night it's Fernandez, Saturday Eovaldi, and Sunday Alvarez. But Kennedy's been the man tonight in the strikeout department. No walks, 7 strikeouts. He's retired all 12 batters that he's faced. And a strike to McGee. Grounded to short his first time, the veteran third baseman. Played in Japan last year. Done a good job for them, hitting .318. That's their leading average.
Nice.
On the corner again.
And Mark Sweeney is down by the dugout. He's got a good feel for that yacker tonight, Mark.
Nice break on the breaking ball. Yes, it's a slider, that's a breaking ball, whatever you want to call it. But yes, it's that late movement, that late tilt. Looks successful in the zone.
Goes to the breaking pitch again. 1-2. April 16th at Miami in the win against the Marlins, he allowed only 3 hits in the Padre win. And another strikeout. 8 for Kennedy. His career high is 12.
And just when these hitters, Mark Sweeney, have the curveball or fastball in the back of their mind, what does he do? He pulls the string on the changeup. A great pitch and great location as well.
Usually it's just the fastball changeup mix, and you sit on that changeup. Now that different element of the breaking ball in their minds. When you have command of all 3 pitches, he is devastating. Do a lot of things with Ian Kennedy.
Well, they got the shift on.
For the catchers, Saltalamacchia. He struck out swinging the first time. Off speed in there.
There they are on the right field side. Spray charts show that on the ground. Salty hits it on the ground to the right.
And 2. Everything working for Ian Kennedy. Last 9 games at a .414 clip for the Marlins catcher.
High fastball.
So the differential between home and road record for the Marlins is just stunning. 17-5 at home, best in the major leagues. 2-10 on the road, worst in the major leagues. That's the second largest differential in history. You have to go back to 1960. The Cardinals. Strike 3 again. That goes high to sell the Milwaukee. And it's 9 strikeouts.
Ian Kennedy is pulling the string. He's using all quadrants of the plate. Look at this fastball. Even though he wanted it in, it's the movement and up in the zone that Saltalamacchia cannot get the top hand on top of it. Hence the strikeout. Boy, the last 2 starts for Kennedy. 12 innings pitched, 16 punch outs, only 1 walk.
Garrett Jones, the first baseman, struck out the first time. That's a little low. Ball 1. .60 pitches, 2 outs in the 5th.
Kind of got squeezed on that last curveball.
Yeah. 2-0.
Tonight, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts.
First time he's gone 2-0 on a batter. Hit well to right center field. It's up the alley. Will it stay in the ballpark? Yes, it hits the base of the wall in right center, and Jones is on his way to second. He'll hold there. First hit of the game for the Marlins is a double off the bat of Garrett Jones. But what a start for Kennedy. 9 strikeouts, no hits allowed, 2 outs into the 5th inning.
You know, it was a curveball. It was a curveball on contact, belt buckle high, right down the middle of the plate. And Garrett Jones is all over it. Probably one of the first bad pitch that Ian Kennedy has thrown tonight. The good thing is that there's 2 outs. The way that Kennedy's been throwing, first time out of the stretch here, hopefully leaves him stranded.
The other good thing is the ball stayed in the yard.
Yep.
Here's Marcell Ozuna, grounded to first sharply his first time. Padres tenuous 1-0 lead in 2-out jeopardy here in the 5th. All out to talk to his pitcher with the runner out there at second base.
Probably going over the signs. Don't want to get crossed up. Have that runner go to third base. But a pitcher, you get in that rhythm, right? 4 2/3, always going for the windup. You get that arm slot, you get that release point. Now it's a different motion altogether, a different feeling going out of the stretch. Quite capable, though, of making a good quality pitch here to get out of this inning.
Fastball 93. He's got some zing on that fastball tonight.
Yeah, Mark and Dick, that's what I was going to say. That it does look like that velocity on the fastball is definitely impressive down here. You can see he can locate that and also go up with that 4-seam fastball when he gets 2 strikes.
Yeah, Mark, we had the differential of speeds. He's touched 95 tonight.
Fly ball right field. Denorfia toward the line and makes the catch in fair territory. No damage done by the 2-out double off the bat of Garrett Jones. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 innings in the book. Ian Kennedy, the home run, the strikeout man, coming up.
Padres, number 22, Ian.
And time for the Bill Howe play of the game. Ian Kennedy, first time up, second inning. 400 feet away, the ball lands in the bleachers, and Kennedy has his first major league home run, and the Padres lead 1-0. Kennedy, leading off here in the 5th inning, takes a strike.
Mark Sweeney, your evaluation of number 22 swing.
Wasn't that sweet? I mean, you see that running fastball into the strike zone, and Ian Kennedy putting that short, compact swing in the barrel on it. That was awesome.
0-2 the count.
That was a pretty swing.
Guys, I loved the reaction of Tyson Ross and Andrew Kastner in the dugout. These guys have a lot of, they have a camaraderie amongst each other, and they take batting practice, take a lot of pride in their craft.
And Look at that. Kastner that hit the home run last year, and now Kennedy has the honors in 2014.
Hey, I like the valet service. Eric Stoltz taking off the helmet of Ian Kennedy when he first came to the dugout, picking up his starting pitcher, putting it back in the helmet rack.
He did not go.
Let's take a look. There's Stoltz. Look at hey, dude, I'll take care of you.
Yeah, you got to show that wig. I mean, why not? He's been growing it out.
That's right.
I'm not a hair guy, but it's pretty sweet. It's nice, Eric Stoltz.
That is nice.
He's thinning up top.
Swing and a miss. He had a good cut at that one. Third strikeout for Jacob Turner. Top of the order, Kristen Orfia. Turner, native of Missouri, won't be 23 until later this month. He was a first-round pick of the Tigers out of high school in Missouri, 9th overall. It was part of the big trade made between Miami and Detroit that involved Anibal Sanchez and Omar Infante going to Detroit. Swing and ground ball, tough play, and McGee can't make it. Swinging bunt single for Denorfia.
Well, when you get a little movement on that pitch down in the zone, you'll get a lot of choppers, and that sometimes is a good thing. McGee cannot find the handle, and Chris Denorfia always picking him up and putting him down. He's got one thing in mind: Inspector Gadget, infield single.
McGee would not have thrown him out, I don't believe, even had he made the play cleanly. It is an infield hit. 5 base hits now for the Padres against Jacob Turner. And here's the man who has 2 of them, Everett Cabrera, a single and a double. Both to left field. Strike one. Chance for 2. There's one right back, and a 4-6-3 double play. Dietrich, Echeverria, and Jones. They've turned 2 4-6-3 double plays twice tonight.
of interesting things in the clubhouse with Jed Jerko just having his twins. You see a lot of onesies and even a pack and play. Well, I found this pink backpack, and I was wondering what it was. It's the rookie bullpen backpack. So Don Roach has to carry it out there. It's got their goodies, their snacks in there, and it has to be pink because, well, that's kind of embarrassing. But he didn't have to carry it today, and I was confused. I said, Don, where's the backpack? Oh, well, because they brought up Quackenbush, he had to carry it today as well. And then being nosy, looking around the bullpen, noticed the Marlins have one too. So a little pink backpack trend. But Mark, you were telling me they didn't have those back in your days?
No, you know what? We didn't. What we had to do as rookies, we had to take coffee orders for all the veteran relievers and then run down to the clubhouse, mix it up, and bring it down without spilling it. But you know what, Mark Sweeney, I think this day and age, I think they should hit the Louis Vuitton store or something and buy a Louis Vuitton bag. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we've seen some creative bags for the bullpen. I've seen Yoda, seen a lot of different things that just make fun of it. But it's all in fun. But it happens actually in the dugout as well. Those veteran guys will ask you to go to the clubhouse and get them some coffee as well.
I've seen a Hello Kitty bag, I think, in the past years as well.
Yes. Adeni Echeverria starts it for the Marlins here in the 6th. 2 strikes on him. Out of play. Will be followed by the pitcher Turner and the leadoff man Yelich.
I mean, don't be afraid to hit the Burberry store or the Coach store.
That's where you shop, right? Hardly store. Hey, you can't beat Costco, huh?
Oh.
I hit every aisle.
Got to.
Swing and a miss. And the strikeout parade continues for Ian Kennedy. He's reached double figures.
93 on the rising fastball, up and away. Oh, you know what? That's a changeup grip. I stand. Well, wait a second. If that's the last pitch, a changeup at 93. If in fact that was the last pitch.
It was definitely had.
Because the scoreboard read 93, but that was a changeup grip.
Getting the spots. 91 on that fastball. Strike to Turner, the pitcher. So Kennedy's only 2 away from his career high, a dozen strikeouts in a single game. Strike 2.
Look at that movement right there. Well, the velocity is creeping up. I remember talking to Darren Balsley in spring training. He said it's up a few ticks. 2012, 89.2, 2013, 90, and then 91.6. You know what I see in that? Why those numbers are the way they are? I think the more you throw your fastball, the more you get velocity on it. It's not going to be 10 miles an hour, but to me, on the lower velocities, more breaking stuff, and you don't get extended as much.
Strike 3 call. There's another pitch on the outside corner. 11 strikeouts for Ian Kennedy, and we're just 2 outs into the 6th inning.
Keep pounding that outside corner.
Every Marlin except Ozuna has struck out tonight.
Boy, he's really getting on top and getting through.
Yelich has grounded to second, took a 3rd strike. And that went off the glove of Grandal back to the screen.
Well, we got the Fox Track Southland Technology strike zone for you. You can see up top on the fastball, 56% and 29 on the breaking ball. So fastball heavy tonight.
Foul tip into the glove of Grandal, 1-1.
Hey, and you know what that proves? You locate the fastball, and you're on with that fastball. And as a hitter, Mark Sweeney knows if you can dot that outside corner, moving up and around, you're going to be successful.
Yeah, Mark, we're seeing a lot of late swings from the Marlins, and that's when you start cheating to get to that fastball.
That ball hit well. That's chasing Smith back. He reaches up, can't get it. Off the wall, and Yelich with good speed will sprint to second, make a big turn, and he will hold as the throw comes in. So young Yelich drives a 2-out double to left. That's the second base hit off Kennedy. Both doubles, both with 2 away. Garrett Jones with a double in the last inning.
We take a look at the pitch. It's a fastball that leaks middle up, and Yelich takes it the other way. Now Seth Smith in left field. Well, he hit that ball right on the sweet spot. Good looking swing by the youngster Yelich. Well, maybe Seth misjudged that one a little bit because it looked like he kind of came in just a little bit and then realized that ball was hit harder than it really was. And another good thing here, 2 outs. Hopefully leave him stranded there at second base.
Derek Dietrich struck out and tapped to the mound. With Giancarlo Stanton on deck. It's the man you want to get right here. High, 1-0.
You know, Mark and Dick, this is an important situation because you see the presence of Giancarlo Stanton in the on-deck circle.
Yep.
Good situation for that protection. You're going to probably see some fastballs with Ian Kennedy's command. He can throw anything he wants tonight.
Hey, you're right, Mark, and that's going to make Derek Dietrich a much better hitter just because of that reason you said. He's probably going to see some fastballs here.
Dietrich, a .258 hitter, 3 home runs.
Whoa,
Ooh.
cross up.
And crossed up the umpire, too, although the ball was out of the strike zone, according to Fox Tracks.
You know, a lot of things amaze me about Major League players. And when a catcher can react, he's expecting fastball. It's a high fastball. No, it's a curveball. Oh, my gosh. I've got to make the adjustment. And I'll tell you what, he's lucky that ball didn't go back to the screen. Or I've seen pitches get crossed up and it hits the catcher like in a wrist or something, and you can get hurt. Good reaction by Yasmani.
Second time, Kennedy down on the count, 2-0. Swinging and a miss. 93 on the fastball, threw it right through the swing of Dietrich. Done a good job with runners in scoring position, Dietrich. That's into right field for a base hit. Denorfia charges. Here comes the runner to the plate. Here comes the throw, and he's in there, and the game is tied at 1. Dietrich delivers. Yelich scores, and we start anew. 11th RBI of the season for Derek Dietrich.
And once again, going back to what Mark Sweeney alluded to prior to that base hit, because of the guy on deck, Giancarlo Stanton, he gets a high fastball, Dietrich does, and does a nice job of getting the top hand on, and Chris Denorfia kind of yanks this one a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot up the first base line.
And of course the runner with 2 outs, Yelich getting a good jump.
Yep.
Stanton, ball gets away from Grandal. There goes Dietrich to second, and he throws into center field. Dietrich back on his feet, but he won't move on to third.
No reason,
wild pitch.
No reason to throw that ball right there.
Yeah, there's a pride in all catchers. They want to make the Herculean play, even if it's not there.
Got to be smarter on that one there. There's no way he's going to get him, even with a good throw. Off balance, tailing away, underarm. Got that little sinker working to second base.
So Stanton, who leads the entire major leagues in RBIs with 38, has a man out at second base and 1-0 the count. First base open. The way he's been hitting the ball, you have to seriously consider it's okay if you walk him. Strikeout on a ground ball to short tonight. A run in here in the 6th for the Marlins to knot it at 1.
Yeah, I'm not giving him much to hit right here.
2-1. He's walked 19 times, more than any Marlin. That figures.
Look at those numbers with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
8 runs batted in. Limited opportunity. Outside, you could hear plate umpire Culpa with a call. 3-1. Casey McGee on deck. Yeah, the Padres hanging on to that 1-0 lead on the home run by Ian Kennedy back in the 2nd, and Miami catches up here in the top of the 6th. All with 2 outs. Double Yelich, single Dietrich.
Might see a changeup here. Yep.
Ball 4. He pitched around him, and that's the first walk tonight from Ian Kennedy. rather take his chances on Casey McGee, but McGee has the top batting average of the Marlins, .318.
Okay, Darren Balsley coming out to have a little chat, just a little refresher course. Give him a little bit of a breather. Talk about how you want to go after Casey McGee. First time out, grounded to short. Second time out, punched him out for his 8th strikeout. It's always good to have a little refresher course.
So first and second for the Marlins with a run home to tie it at 1, and McGee the batter. He has 23 runs batted in. Went for Stanton. They'd be raving about what a contribution McGee's made. Consider the Padres leading RBI man is 12, and here's McGee, second best on his team with 23. And with runners in scoring position, he's been a terror. 9 for 19. 11 runs batted in and 19 at bats. All one. Hmm. 2-0. Japan last year, McGee hit .292 with 28 homers. Spent the majority of his major league career with the Brewers. Big pitch, 2-0. That's in there.
You know, McGee, when he was in Japan, pretty much threw the coaching, just threw it out to the wind and let it, he found himself in Japan. Sometimes that's what it takes, rather than having 2 or 3 different guys telling you different things to do. Sometimes you got to find yourself in what you can do to be successful. And that's what McGee did in Japan last year.
Former Fresno State star takes inside 3-1. This is getting serious now. Kennedy, whose control was impeccable through the first 4+ innings, striking out 9, no walks, struggling a bit here in the 6th. First and second, a run home. And McGee sitting on a 3-1 pitch. And the bases are loaded. Dietrich to third, Stanton to second. McGee fills him up at first. And the catcher, Jared Saltalamacchia, struck out both times, is the batter.
And Darren Balsley on the phone to the bullpen.
Bullpen that's certainly seen plenty of work the last 3 games. Over 16 innings required out of the relief corps. Saltalamacchia, 6 home runs. Ooh, good cut. Kennedy now with the bases loaded, able to pitch from the full windup. 3 career slams for this veteran.
Oh, Tim Stauffer getting loose.
'92nd pitch of the night for Kennedy.
Infield playing him to pull just a little bit. You see Everett Cabrera over towards second base. Outfield going the other way just a little bit. Make a pitch right here.
Just inside, 2-1. That's been called a strike quite often tonight. A little tighter now on the call by plate umpire Culpa. Tough inning, 28 pitches.
Yeah.
That's in there, went to the fastball, challenged him.
I say go back out there. You got the call there. Big pitch coming up here because you want to try to avoid 3-2, right?
Struck him out. Kennedy gives up the first run of the game to the Marlins, but with the bases loaded, strikes out Milwaukee for the third time. And we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. The Padres and the Marlins are even at 1. Matching his career high, Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball by Sequan Casino. Real friendly, real close. By Mercury Insurance. Mercury Insurance is giving away free Padre tickets. Learn more at mercuryinsurance.com/Padres. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. Visit us at aramco.biz.
Well, you see that slow motion phantom cam of the delivery of Ian Kennedy.
So the Padres hanging on to the 1-0 lead, provided on the home run by Kennedy, his first major league long ball. Now it's Seth Smith, Grandal, and Jerko, middle of the order. Game tied at 1. Good cut by Smith, 1-1. He has walked and grounded to first.
Mark Sweeney down by the dugout. Some clutch pitching by number 22, Ian Kennedy. That a half.
Yeah, you can see him reach back for that fastball. I love when he gets aggressive with that fastball. He can put him away with that four-seamer. Very successful against Saltalamacchia.
Hey, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that manager Bud Black near you down there?
It is. You have to change things up in this game, Mark. You understand that. You have to move around, trying to do anything you can. And yes, there's a lot about trying to change your luck a little bit too.
Yeah, because Buddy's always down by the other steps.
No luck there for Seth Smith as he takes strike 3. That's the 4th strikeout of Jacob Turner. But the truth of the matter is, look at his ear. It's right there. He wants to hear everything Mark Sweeney says. I mean, this is kind of...
I think that's far from the truth.
It's kind of a difficult position for our reporters, Chris Button and Mark Sweeney, when they're down there. I mean, you feel conspicuous and you're so near the dugout. You want to be heard by our audience, but you don't really want to be heard by those that are immediately around you. Grandal 0 for 2. And Turner peppering the strike zone, 1-1.
Hey, Mark, we've seen a big strike zone tonight, both sides.
Yeah.
Now, does that matter to a hitter to maybe start swinging earlier in the count?
No, I don't think earlier in the count, but more aggressive. Yes, you want to stay.
Ground ball to second. That's an easy out, and Grandal barely getting halfway to first base. 2 away. Go ahead.
To your point, Mark, yes, you want to be more aggressive, and you understand, too, if it's going to be a bigger plate, then it's on both sides. The problem is when it's not on both sides, you'll see a lot of arguments. You see Yasmani Grandal just trying to get that pitch and elevate as he looks like he doesn't get out of the box too well.
Hopefully that's not aggravating that knee injury and surgery. Jerko takes a strike. He's safe on an air by the shortstop Echeverria and fly to right. Yeah, he's okay. He's putting on the gear. One and one. 77 pitches for the 22-year-old right-hander Jacob Turner. And he's just the start of the outstanding talent on the mound for Miami in this series. Hangs that one inside. Well, the Marlins had some wholesale deals trading off high-priced all-star players to get 3, 4, 5 in return. Yep. And they managed some really good trades. That's, you know, the young talent that's blossoming here in the Marlins is quite stunning.
Well, remember, Dick, you made the point last year in their record, right? It's learning on the job at the big league level. I mean, that's, you know, you look at the numbers, you're like, wow, but you know what? That's so valuable. If there's an organization that's willing to tell a 21-year-old kid, hey, kid, you're getting the ball every 5th day, no matter what. I mean, there's certain ways to, you know, deal with his confidence and stuff like that, to not shatter his confidence if he just gets his brains beat in. But there's something to be said about that. Hey, you're going to get 500 at-bats this year, kid. Hey, you're going to get the ball every 5th day. We'll take our lumps for a year, maybe a year and a half. But that's part of the maturing process. And when you can do that at the big league level, it can work to an organization's advantage.
Count is full now to Jerko. And a sharp ground ball to short. 2 hops to Echeverria. Long throw across in time. Turner retires the side in order. We've completed 6. Ian Kennedy and Jacob Turner in a pitcher's duel. For the Padres, the home run by Ian Kennedy, a run and 3 hits for Miami. And it's time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SDFanPhoto. Chance to have it shown on one of our telecasts, brought to you by AT&T. In the top of the 7th, Garrett Jones will lead it off for Miami. Well, college night, yeah, they go matriculate at a young age these days. First pitch in for a strike. Kennedy has matched his career high in a game with 12 strikeouts. Should he hit a new personal record, 13. Jerko makes the play, and Garrett Jones out 4-3. If he strikes out 13, it'll be the first time since Jake Peavy struck out 13 6 years ago.
Saturday, MLB on Fox Sports 1 is back with a doubleheader as Buster Posey and the Giants renew their rivalry with Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers. Then the Indians take on Evan Longoria and the Rays. Action starts at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Dodgers and Giants going at it tonight up at Dodger Stadium. It's 1-0 Dodgers in the 6th. And two great players, Posey of the Giants and Puig of the Dodgers. There are their numbers this year.
Definite threats in both lineups.
Yeah, Puig is hardly suffering from the sophomore jinx. .310 with 4 homers and 22 runs batted in. Ozuna, the only Marlin not to strike out. 2-1 the count. 100 pitches now for Kennedy. We're talking about the youth of the pitching staff of this very successful Miami team this year. 2-2. But it's also in the lineup. Yelich is only 22. Dietrich, the second baseman, is 24. Stanton's just 24.
Yep.
Ozuna is 23. So it's just a diaper core here for Mike Redmond.
A lot of youths.
And good ones. By the mound. Oops. Kennedy by deflecting, and that's going to make it a base hit. Had that ball gone by Kennedy, Jerka was in position to field it, but you know, instincts are there.
Sure.
You go for it. Ozuna with an infield hit.
Well, hopefully Ian Kennedy can get another ground ball and get a double play. As you mentioned, Dick, you know, every athlete, you go on the field, you want to try to make the play yourself. He was within reach. And I think Jed does the nice thing there and eats that ball rather than trying to rush it and throw it away.
So with one out, brings up Adeiny Echeverria. He has struck out both at bats. Hitting .282 coming in.
Well, you mentioned the pitch count now up to 103 for Ian Kennedy. He's thrown as many as 117. That was 2 starts ago against the Nationals in the district.
Reed Johnson, the veteran, on deck would hit apparently for pitcher Turner if the inning continues. 2 outs, or 1 out rather. Ozuna at first base.
Echeverria has only grounded into 1 double play this year.
And Ozuna has not stolen a base this year. One.
Well, this is also a Miami Marlins team that really doesn't hit and run a lot. They pretty much play it up straight for Mike Redmond and his Miami 9. I'm not saying that they will never ever hit and run, but it's just something they don't do all the time.
Echeverria waiting with the count 1-1.
Now watch, they'll put on a hit and run right here, right?
Big hole on that right side to shoot at for Echeverria. And it's likely the second baseman would be covered. One and 2. So to repeat, the last Padre pitcher to strike out 13 in a game was Jake Peavy, August of 2008. And for Kennedy, should he get one more strike against Echeverria, that would be his lucky 13th. Line drive center field. Maben there for the Cats.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Reed Johnson is called back, and Donovan Solano comes to the plate. So that'll be all for Turner. He gives the Marlins 6 solid innings, allows only 5 hits. The big hit, the home run by Ian Kennedy.
Your attention, please. Pitch hitting for the pitch returner, number 17, Donovan Solano.
Two outs. Turner had struck out his both at bats. Numbers for Solano, limited duty. Just 25 at bats for Solano, 6 hits, all singles.
Well, Dick, for Jacob Turner, that 0-9 career on the road is going to stay at 0-9, right? Remember you mentioned it earlier. In his career, 0-9 for Jacob Turner, 15 road starts. He can get the win, though. A win or no decision.
If Marlins score here, he'd be the pitcher of record. Ball gets away from Grandal. Now they got Ozuna trapped in the rundown. And finally, the tag will be made by Kennedy. And that'll end the inning. And that brings us to the stretch half of the 7th here at Petco Park. 1-1 tie. It was he and Kennedy night here at Petco Park early on with strikeout after strikeout, matching his career high 12 in all against the Miami Marlins. Not much run support, a couple of opportunities, so he took things into his own hands and drilled a 400-foot home run. His first major league homer back in the 2nd inning. But Jacob Turner and the Miami Marlins kept scrapping away, and in the top of the 6th inning, a double by Yelich. And Derek Dietrich, the second baseman, grounded a single to right field. The Northie unable to make the play at the plate, and that tied the score at 1. That's where we stand. As we go to the home half of the 7th inning with Maben, Alonso, and Amarista slated for the Padres against the new pitcher Carter Capps. Capps has worked in 2 games, 4 innings, has not allowed a hit. 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, the limited time for the right-hander. Now it's the game of the bullpens, and what a great night for Ian Kennedy. Can't say enough. Continues to throw the ball extremely well.
Cashner there commiserating that, hey, way to go. Thank God you brought your bat to the ballpark tonight. The Padres like to get a run here so that Kennedy could be the pitcher of record, pick up a W. He certainly worked well enough to earn it. Maben grounded to short and singled through the hole on the left side. Cameron's 8 for the last 15. Ball and a strike. Caps. Another youngster, just 23. North Carolinian. Mount Olive College there in Carolina. Out of play.
Pretty live fastball, too, coming in hot. 99. Take a look at the Padres box score.
Acquired by Miami from the Seattle Mariners in exchange for Logan Morrison. 1-for-1 deal.
A herky-jerky delivery from Caps as well. Always going from the stretch.
Bounces that. 2-2.
84-mile-an-hour slider.
With Seattle last year, he was 3-3. All in relief, 53 games. High fly ball. That's piercing the night. Finally will come down at the shortstop Echeverria. One away. Well, as promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. You tweet your photo to hashtag SD fan photo, and you get a chance to be shown in an upcoming game telecast brought to you by AT&T. Little autograph signing there. Photo to remember for Hector.
Yeah, getting an autograph. Nice.
Rocky Long, after being our guest earlier in the game, he's stayed down there in that left field corner. That's his favorite spot.
I don't think I've seen Coach smile that much. I mean, on the football sidelines, on the gridiron, he's game-faced, right?
They never smile.
He's locked in.
From about September 1 to Christmas, you know, it's not allowed. Part of the code. He's having a good time tonight here at Petco. And he genuinely was enjoying himself here at the ball yard. Yonder Alonso. Rounded out twice, once into a double play.
Once again, another 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
Outfield swung drastically toward left field for Alonso. 1-2. 100 miles an hour on that pitch. Alonso got away with one there. Broken bat, fly ball to center, and in to collect it Ozuna for the second out.
Hey, tomorrow on Fox Sports San Diego, catch a new episode of Padres POV on a special Mother's Day edition of Padres POV. Nick Vincent grew up right here in Ramona, which means his mother is nearly at every home game. That is so sweet. A new book features the photos taken by Padres fans, and we'll show you those as well. An amazing local nurse who has close ties to the Padres, plus Padres POV tomorrow after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego, presented by Sequan Casino. Can't wait to see that one. There's Nick. Pride and joy of Ramona.
That first photo, then, that's Nick as a youngster.
Yeah.
Huh? He said, you know, the reason he's let that beard grow to a considerable length is the fact that he said, without it, I look about 15 years old. I want to look tough. I'm a relief pitcher. Amarista 0 for 2 tonight. And gets the count in his favor. 2-0 as that 100-mile-an-hour fastball sails low and away.
How about Dale Thayer right here? Right out of Boogie Nights. Put on the polyester pants and the shirt and little platform shoes. Do a little disco dancing. Disco Dale.
Yeah, I like that. Foul, 2-1. Well, you can see why Caps, in working in just 2 games and a total of 4 innings, has struck out 6 men, no hits. He's got some high octane gas.
That's why the outfield playing the way towards left.
Looper over short, and a base hit for Amarista. 2-out single for Alexi. Will Venables in the on-deck circle. Apparently that'll be all for Ian Kennedy.
101 mile an hour fastball, and Alexi, look at the vibration of that bat. Gets it down by the label, but it's elevated enough. As Caps tries to bury it in, and Alexi fights it off for the safety.
And you know what happens, Mark Grant, when a 100 mile an hour fastball is met squarely by a hitter like Venable.
Yes. Are you calling it, Professor?
Well, you know, it can go a long way.
It can go a long way. I like your thinking there.
Venable does not hit a home run. Here we are.
He's due, right?
May 8th. Last year he had 22, so to say he's due, be reasonable.
Yep.
Responsible for the Padres' last win in this homestand, that 12-inning victory against Kansas City. With some movement.
Well, nice job tonight, Ian Kennedy. You should be very proud of yourself. Swinging the shillelagh, punching out a dozen.
It would be just poetic justice for Kennedy to get a run here.
Absolutely.
Joaquin Benoit appears to be the man the Padres will bring in for the 8th inning. Two outs, so understandably, Caps keeping his eye on Amarista, who has 3 stolen bases.
I tell you, the Padres offense is Kennedy's pitcher record, right? They need to filibuster for about a half hour in this inning. How about a half inning of 30-minute baseball? Right? Get some runs across.
Venable unable to get to that fastball. So Ian Kennedy goes 7 innings, allows 1 run, just 4 hits. Walked 2 and struck out a dozen. And other than his own home run, much like Cashner yesterday, no support by his teammates. Going to step up.
Oh,
that's pretty close to a balk there, isn't it?
I was looking at Alexi, Dick, and he was kind of leaning a little bit. Really didn't look at Caps.
Caps with a little dance before he threw over to first base.
Moving his feet a little bit awkwardly, maybe.
Ooh. Pitch out called, and Amarista able to go back to first base.
Dick, here's that move you were talking about. You know what? He did bend his front leg a little bit. He did bend his front knee a little bit. A lot of pitchers will do that because the runner looks at that bent knee, and that gives him the indication that he's going to lift his leg and go to the plate. Good pickup there, Professor.
That didn't work. 1-2. Now he goes, and it's fouled away.
Oh, he had a good jump, didn't he? Well, Saltalamacchia behind the plate, he's only thrown out 23% of the base runners this year. The Major League average is around 31, 32%.
How about that kid we saw with Kansas City, Perez? Was he any good?
He's pretty good.
I mean, he's one of the most impressive players we've seen all season long.
I'd have to agree with you.
With the bat, with the glove, the way he ran the game.
Yep.
Salvador's going to be on my All-Star ballot. He goes again. Ground ball right at the second baseman. And that'll do it. We've completed 7. Another low-scoring affair at Petco. We're tied at 1.
Is 1-1, top of the 8th inning. Mark Sweeney and Mike Pomeranz working on Padres Live, the post-game show brought to you by Cox Communications. Really a one-man show for San Diego right now. Ian Kennedy gets the start. He hits a home run, and oh yeah, by the way, he pitches a whale of a ball game.
He looked very comfortable tonight. You saw the fastball command, but I thought the breaking ball, the curveball tonight was very special. Take a look at our Fox Vision. You can see that late break, and he was really spinning it tonight on both sides. He felt very comfortable with it. He also had a fastball to go along with that, put some guys away. A lot of strikeouts and plus the home run. Pretty sweet. 12 strikeouts, the most by any Padres pitcher this season. Just in case you were wondering, the most ever by a Padre, Jake Peavy. He did it a couple of times. When we see you in a post-game show, we're going to have that. We'll have Buddy Black and Dick and Mark. We're going to be joined by a movie star tonight.
Oh, you're not going to tell us a little tease there. Huh?
No, you got to watch the post-game show.
Is that called a tease?
That's what we're calling it tonight, my friend.
Wow. Now I'm intrigued. I'm going to stick around and watch the award-winning post-game show.
Here comes Joaquin Benoit climbing the hill. His 15th appearance of the season.
Well, last time out was against the Royals of Kansas City for Joaquin. A few days ago, back on the 5th. That was on Monday. He twirled an inning, one hit, and that was it.
Reed Johnson, the pinch hitter for Carter Capps. Fly ball to center. Maben starts back, then has to drift over to his left to make the catch. Well, let's revisit our keys to the game. What did you say at the very start, Mark?
All right, Mr. Enberg, and as always, they're brought to you by the Honda dealers of San Diego County. Keep Giancarlo quiet. Well, when you look at your scorecard at home, he is 0 for 2 with a walk. Clean, crisp game. The Padres errorless. No miscues up to this point for the Padre 9.
Unfortunately, that includes the run column. Too clean. Only one digit up there, and Ian Kennedy got that for himself with a home run. Leadoff man Yelich scored the Marlins run. Sends this one the opposite way, and Seth Smith coasts toward the line. Has the second out. Well, the Padres getting one run tonight, so if you go back to Will Venables' game winner on Monday night in the 12th inning, in the last 27 innings, that's the equivalent of 3 full games, 2 runs for the Padres. The home run by Grandal and the home run tonight for Kennedy, and that's been it.
Hey, I'll bet you $1 million on the air right now that he takes a pitch right here. I'll bet you $1 million. Are you on?
Can I see the green here? Let me show me the green.
I'm good for it.
If you rob the Alpine National Bank tomorrow, you are. Derek Dietrich.
Please take. Then the reason why I say that is because 2 pitches, 2 outs for Joaquin Benoit.
What's the price now on this one? You're down to $500,000? Or are you only a one-bet man?
Bet's off the table.
Okay, off the table.
I'm betting he's going to get him out.
That's dangerous doing that.
1, 2, 3 inning right here for the right-hander.
Dangerous. So 2 strikes to Dietrich, who grounded a single through the right side to knock in Yelich with 2 outs in the 6th inning for the Marlins run. Then a couple of walks. Stanton and McGee loaded the bases before Kennedy bailed himself out of trouble with a strikeout of Saltalamacchia.
Look at the torque on that elbow of Joaquin Benoit on that last pitch.
Oh, 0-2.
You know what Mike Pomeranz told me yesterday? We talked about the torque of it on the elbow of a pitcher. He said, and it was some scientific study, and it's coming from Mike, so it's got to be true.
Of course.
If you were to lay a pitcher on a table and attach 5 12-pound bowling balls, that's the torque that's put on a pitcher's elbow when he throws.
60 pounds?
Yeah.
Does it have to be bowling balls? I mean, could we use it?
Anything you want. Kettlebells, bowling balls.
Mike went down the bowling alley there, did he?
Yeah.
But
bowled a few frames. Isn't that that's unbelievable, isn't it?
It really is. And earlier in the game, you were talking about the torque down low on Kennedy's delivery. You see the torque in his shoulder.
Yeah.
You see the elbow there, the torque in his shoulder as well. It's amazing that the pitchers stay in one piece.
Yeah, and what condition you have to be in to pitch for such a long time and avoid injury.
1-2. Benoit working to Dietrich. Swing, going to miss on a changeup, and that's the 13th Marlin to strike out tonight. 1-2-3, Miami store in the 8th. It'll be the Padres from the top of the order coming up. The Padres lead the major leagues in close games, and here we go again. Time now for our Southwest Airlines Military Spotlight. And of course on Sunday, every Sunday at home here at Petco Park, we salute the military. We hope you'll join us on Sunday. Final game of this homestand. We'll be saluting the spouses of our military members on Mother's Day. We hope you'll be with us. Bring Mom and Grandma out to the ball yard.
Yeah.
Treat them on their day.
Well, enter left-hander for the Miami Marlins, Mike Dunn, a 4-pitch pitcher. Mike Dunn, fastball, slider, curveball, change, power arm from the left side. 93-97 on the fastball. More strikeouts, 18 than innings pitched at 13 1/3. High ERA though. So some big hits given up by the left-hander.
It's a little thought process before that first pitch, as most relief pitchers seem to do. Denorfia starts things. He's got an infield hit in 3 at-bats tonight. High fly ball. Stanton camped under it. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now Dino likes to go after that first pitch fastball, figuring fastball, and he's hit some home runs in that process. Marlins picked up Dunn back in 2010 in a trade with Atlanta. They also received Omar Infante for the Dan Uckler deal.
Well, 2 righties. You saw Denorfia, now Cabrera riding from the right side, the switch hitter. Righty's hitting .258 off of Mike Dunn this year.
Cabrera lost the bunt. He's got a couple of hits tonight, hitting left-handed. Singled past the third baseman McGee and doubled into the left field corner. Grounded into a double play last time. Seth Smith to follow. Two balls, no strikes. Houston Street. And Roger Black and Dave Roberts, the bench coach, going over the thought process as they look ahead to the final frames tonight. Outside, says Copa, and a rare 3-0 count.
Well, since it's tied at 1, bottom of the 8th, it's going to be Houston Street's inning regardless. If they score here, going for the save. If it's not, save would be out the window. It would be the walk-off win, hopefully for San Diego.
That's a strike.
The power arm. Look at the torque on that elbow right there. Oh, man. Paging Dr. Andrews. Dr. Andrews.
Our human machine is so remarkable what it can do, what it withstands. And here's not a walk. A late call from Copa. It took a little more time in calling that, and Cabrera already head start toward first base. So 3-2. Let's check it again.
Yeah, it was kind of delayed, wasn't it, Dick?
He thought it was a little high, I believe. But that didn't look high on the replay. So full count.
In fact, Everett kind of felt bad because he kind of turned towards Rod Culpa and said, "Mea culpa." It's all good.
He's been calling that outside pitch a strike all
has.
night, so he's been consistent. By the mound, Echeverria gets Cabrera by a step. 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. And we'll be right back with you tomorrow night, 6:30 for Padres Live, the pregame show. Tyson Ross, the big right-hander who's the winningest pitcher for the Padres. He's 3-3. Will go against the National League Rookie of the Year. Last season at 21, Jose Fernandez won that honor. He's 4-1 this year. He hasn't lost a thing. If anything, he's better than ever. You'll want to come out and see that matchup. 2 outstanding pitchers. And our telecast at 6:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego for the Padres live pregame show. Seth Smith, bases empty, 2 out. He's walked, grounded out, and struck out tonight. Two and 0. So Dunn fell behind Cabrera 3-0 and worked his way to 3-2 and got Cabrera to ground out. Smith sitting on a 2-0 pitch. Couple of home runs this year, both here at Petco. .95 strike. A.J. Ramos pounding the mid out in the bullpen. Line drive, base hit in the right field corner. That's going to get it to the wall and allow Smith to make it to second, maybe more. No need to try for 3. A 2-out double for Smith, and he's in position here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Yasmani Grandal.
Well, lefty on lefty, and that's a good thing. And he gets on top of this high pitch. He turned on that one nicely.
Stanton was playing way over into right center, so that ball normally would have been fielded for a single, but it got by him to the wall for a double. And here's Grandal, who's had opportunities tonight and 2 other at-bats with a man in scoring position, unable to deliver. But here's another chance for the former University of Miami All-America. Batting right-handed for the first time. Padres are 0 for 6 runners in scoring position tonight. Strike 1.
Nice breaking ball from Dunn. And a good sign, Seth Smith. Because Mike Dunn going into this game, lefty's only hitting 182. And Seth Smith turning that around. Nice at bat.
With 2 away, he's ready to roll should Grandal drive one through the infield. 1-1. Smith with the Padres' 7th hit tonight. They've out-hit Miami 7-4. Jerko would be next.
Trying to pepper away that outside corner, and you know what, with his hardest done his throwing, and we take a look at the outfield, they're playing him to pull in the outfield for Grandal. They're swung away that way there. If he throws a fastball away here, maybe Yasmani can take it that way down that right field line.
Two balls and a strike.
That was a pull swing right there. Sweeping breaking ball.
89-mile-an-hour slider.
I would say that's a power slider, huh?
Not too many 90-mile-an-hour sliders,
Yeah.
is there? Okay, Smith at second. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, the 1-1 tie. And 2-2 the count to Grandal. Came back with the same pitch. And the count goes full with Jerko waiting his turn.
Hey, Dick, notice the Southland technology. Fox, look at how high those pitches are.
Yeah,
you know, you're dissecting the strike zone. That's half the strike. Well, that's below, but everything is up.
Normally, to that right-handed hitter, they like the ball up. Little soft fly ball on the infield. First baseman Jones with the play, and the Padres denied again. They're 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Houston Street comes in from the bullpen, and he's got the big man to face right off the bat, Giancarlo Stanton. By Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. By Petco, the power of together. And by your San Diego Lexus dealer. So only a run aside through 8 innings. Ian Kennedy, the starting pitcher for the Padres, not only 12 strikeouts, but his first major league home run. And for Miami, they counter with a run in the 6th inning, a 2-out double by Christian Yelich and a single Derek Dietrich as we go to the top of the 9th. And Joaquin Benoit stays in at an easy 8th inning and throws a strike to Stanton.
Yeah, only what, 5 pitches or so for Joaquin Benoit last inning.
Just checking the scoreboard, they usually have that count up there, but not at 6 pitches. So that was his 7th. All the way to the screen. Just not an ordinary hitter for the Marlins here at the top of the 9th inning. He's struck out, grounded out, and walked against Ian Kennedy. But this man with 10 home runs leads the National League, and 38 RBIs leads the major leagues.
Keeping everything away here.
Might have broken his bat on that. Sounded funny. Going back for a new stick.
That was a good 2-seam fastball in the inner half there, breaking the bat of Stanton. If you're going to pitch into this guy, it's got to be way in, like you did on that last pitch.
McGee to follow, and then Saltalamacchia. Popped him up high on the left side. A major league pop fly. Watch out, Alexi. He makes most of those pop flies a modest adventure, doesn't he?
Starting to backpedal a little bit. That ball's going to come back towards the infield, towards the bases from home plate area. Whoa, back on his heel. Wait.
And he had to skip over the bag and the line to the ball, too. So 1 out. Casey McGee with a walk, ground out, and strikeout.
Stanton really worked underneath that last pitch. It was a slider from Benoit.
And we've had a couple of extra inning games in this homestand. Both the Kansas City Padres prevailed in one 6-5 with that 2-run single by Venable, and then a 3-1 Royals win in 11 innings the next night. Now we headed to another. McGee trying to give the Marlins the lead with that swing. A changeup.
Great changeup from Benoit. That's his secondary pitch. That's his go-to pitch.
There's a seat for you tomorrow night and a great pitching matchup. Tyson Ross, Rookie of the Year Jose Fernandez for the Marlins. Right. McGee down on the count 1-2. Sliced into the right field corner, but that's going to curl away from Denorfia and back into the first row.
Well, talking to Bud Black before the game, he said that the only guy that might be down as we take a look at the Marlins bullpen, Ramos and Cishek, is probably Alex Torres. He's been used quite a bit lately within the last 4 days. Didn't pitch yesterday, but big workload for the left-hander.
Struck him out with a changeup. Second strikeout for Benoit. Well, Nolan Arenado, that brilliant young third baseman of the Colorado Rockies, 27-game hitting streak. The Rockies got shut out tonight, but Arenado didn't. He bloops a single to center field, and his hitting streak has reached 28 in a row. I mean, not only can he field his position brilliantly at third, how about that? The Rockies finally that .310 team batting average checked by the Rangers. They lose 5-0. Encarnacion, a couple of home runs, 200 in his career. Blue Jays beat the Phillies 12-6. And Cabrera of Cleveland had a big night as well with a home run and 3 RBIs. Indians beating the Twins 9-4. Rough night for the veteran Jared Saltalamacchia. He's been punched out 3 straight times. Shift on, 3 men on the right side. Change up again. 2 strikes on Saltalamacchia.
They've got the shift on him. The old hat trick.
What's your tag for 4 times? Golden sombrero?
Silver sombrero.
Silver.
5 times would be the golden sombrero. 6 times would be AAA.
0-2. Up high.
Dick, I want to correct myself. Alex Torres did pitch an inning yesterday, and that's why Buddy said, he's worked, I think it's 3 days in a row.
They really have to manage that bullpen.
And that's part of that management. You're absolutely right. So
Willie Blair comes in there. He knows he's out there with the bullpen as their coach and letting him know, hey, I think it's time to sit this guy down. Let's not overwork him. 1-2. Benoit to Saltalamacchia gets a piece of that one.
Couldn't catch up to the 95-mile-an-hour heat.
Second on the team in home runs with 6. With that shift on.
Yeah.
Well, that was just a number. If it stays fair, that's a base hit.
And that was a changeup well out of the strike zone. Saltalamacchia having to protect. Giancarlo Stanton, we mentioned it earlier, one of the keys of the game, keeping him quiet. Not only is he sitting quietly on the bench, but 0 for 3 with a walk tonight.
9th inning, 2 outs, no one aboard for the Marlins. A 1-1 tie here at Petco. Another strikeout. 4 times up, 4 times gone for Saltalamacchia. 3 strikeouts for Benoit in his 2 innings. Bottom of the 9th, last call for the Padres. Can Jerko, Maven, and Alonso produce a run?
Maven coming home. Goldschmidt not in time. Padres win. Hit to right center field. Is up the alley. The game will end on a ground rule double. Will Venable delivers.
Now the Padres with a couple of late inning walk-off wins, one by Will Venable on Monday night against Kansas City in extra innings in the 12th inning as the Padres rallied from 5-4 down to win that game 6-5. We're tied at 1, bottom of the ninth. Jerko, Maben, and Alonso scheduled against A.J. Ramos, making his 16th appearance of the year. Done a good job.
Pretty good numbers. You're absolutely right, Dick. 196 opponent's batting average for Ramos. A fastball, slider, curveball change. Once again, power arm, mid-90s. Secondary pitch is that slider. But you can see the walks. 10 walks in 13 frames. Padre hitter's got to be a little patient here, maybe.
Yeah, that's too many for a relief pitcher. Maybe a good sign. Padres have received only one walk all night. That was from starter Jacob Turner back in the first inning. He had 7 hits. Only 4 for the Marlins. Jerko safe on an error. Flied out, grounded out. Jed's average 0 for 2 tonight is dipped under 150. He's at 149. One swing will get the job done. Roller to the left side. McGee there to field and throw him out. And time now for the Carl's Jr. star of the game. Is there any doubt? What a game he pitched and hit tonight. Ian Kennedy, 12 strikeouts to match his career high. And to add a bit of flourish to his performance on the evening, delivered a home run as well for the only run the Padres have on the board this evening. There it is. First major league clout for Kennedy. A complete effort for the 29-year-old from Huntington Beach. But he leaves the game after 7 innings of 4-hit balls, striking out 12, and will not figure in the decision. Here's Maben, 1 for 3 tonight. Strike 1. I think we need to find out who's the maintenance man here at Petco Park. We got to get down. Or the engineer, probably the engineer, because that generator isn't working down in that clubhouse. The power generator. We got to maybe put another quarter in that thing and see if it doesn't produce a little more action.
Well, through the years, we've seen Cameron Maben make some hit some mistakes. Hopefully, he gets one here from A.J. Ramos. Hey, an extra base hit would be nice as well. Outfield playing pretty straight away against Cameron.
1-1 the count. Boy, plenty of break on that curveball, but it misses. 2-1.
Well, lefties 188, righties 200 off of A.J. Ramos. You saw that graphic we put up earlier. Collectively hitting below 200.
Good pitch there, didn't he?
That was one of the mistakes I was just mentioning. Pretty straight fastball at 91 from Ramos. Too much in the bottom half of the baseball, popping him straight up and out of play.
Hard of the plate strike that may have been fouled away. Another pitch that was centered. Reminder to stay tuned. Padres Live featuring a movie star tonight in the postgame show. Highlights of the game, scores around baseball, as well as the NFL draft news. Skips that one in, and it's a full count to Maben. Grounded out, popped up, and singled to left. Inside, ball 4. The Padres have a speedy base runner carrying the winning run here in the 9th inning. And as you mentioned, A.J. Ramos will give you some free tickets. Yep. The Caps are at work as Yonder Alonso brings an 0-for-3 night to the plate here in the 9th.
Let's see if they put him in motion here.
Normally with one out you wouldn't with a left-handed hitter up because you want to keep that hole at the right side, but he doesn't pull the ball
exactly
that much. This ball is hit high in the air to deep right center. A long run for Ozuna, but he's there to make the catch. 2 away. Another collar for Alonso.
Got an elevated pitch, just got under it a little bit too much.
Alexi Amarista dropped a single into left field his last time. Now Maben figures to go. Two outs here in the bottom of the 9th. That man, Cameron Maben, carrying the winning run, a 1-1 tie. Foul at the plate. Surprise, Mark. The outfield, they're not playing double prevent.
Yeah.
Left field they are a bit, but the right fielder standing and the center fielder Ozuna way over in the left center, giving Amarista a terrific piece of property there in right center.
Well, I was just going to make the point. Remember Miami turned on an inside slider from Eovaldi? I'm guessing the game plan here is to pitch him hard away, therefore give him left field. And that's exactly the way the outfield is playing right now. But you're right, they do. In center field, it does look on the shallow side. You're absolutely right. Also in right field, Stanton. But this is a case now where the pitcher has to really concentrate on making his quality pitch away. If he misses inside, it's going to be a different story.
That's right, because right field corner is wide open as well. There he goes. Swinging a miss, and there's the steal. So Amarista knew Maben was going and just offered a swing to distract the catcher, helping out his mate. Winning run in scoring position.
Pretty good jump, and it was an off-speed pitch as well. And there you go. You see the swing, Dick, by Amarista. Now the outfielders are going to come in even more.
It's Maben's first steal of the season. So Alexi with a chance to win it right here. Goes after a ball in the dirt, and we go to extra innings. Oh my. After 9, a 1-1 deadlock.
And some injury updates for you. Carlos Quentin has joined the Chihuahuas, or they are playing in Fresno right now. Back-to-back days playing for him. Chase Headley right now in Lake Elsinore. It is likely that he will be back on Saturday. That's when he'll be off the DL list. They hope to have him ready by Saturday. Casey Kelly also started, coming off that Tommy John surgery, up to 60 pitches today, 4 2/3 innings for Lake Elsinore, guys.
All right, thank you for that report, Chris. 3 very valuable properties, and especially those 2 hitters. Would Black ever use some more clout in the middle of that lineup? Houston Street, not a save opportunity, makes his 11th appearance, has a win and 10 for 10 in saves.
And he's had a day rest since his last time out against the Kansas City Royals. That was on Tuesday. He threw an inning, gave up a hit.
Benoit, 2 innings of hitless ball, struck out 3. The total of 15 strikeouts by Padre pitching in 9 innings. Kennedy with a dozen. Garrett Jones, then Ozuna and Echeverria in the Marlins' 10th. 3rd extra inning games in the last 4. Padres are 3-1 on the season. The Marlins 1-3 in overtime. Jones a double in 3 trips.
For Houston Street, the last 3 times out, a frame each time. That's pretty much what he's going to do. Only 2 hits and a bunch of bagels in that ER column, the earned runs. It's all about the location for Houston Street.
2-0.
Hey, they're in our seats, Dick.
Oh, hey, that's good. People saw what a good time we had down there, taking advantage of that on-deck suite. It is foul back.
They're pretty consistent every time out, trying to dot that outside corner. That's the 4-seam fastball out of the hand of the veteran reliever. He's even sticking his tongue out at the hitter, maybe kind of distract him a little bit. Either that or trying to catch a fly.
3-1. Garrett Jones, a double tonight. He has 5 home runs this year.
And like Houston Street does so well every time, he knows that it's a tie game. It's late. Keep the ball away.
And the count full.
And that's the way the outfield's playing a little bit deeper in left field with Seth Smith, as Marcell Ozuna waits on deck.
Well, it figured to be a low-scoring game, a pitcher's game. Historically, on this date, 1968, Mr. Catfish Hunter in Oakland pitched a perfect game against Minnesota. At the time, the first perfect game in 46 seasons in the American League. Catfish, he could do it.
That's truly amazing. 46 years. Wow. He could pitch a little bit too, huh?
He sure could. Oh, what a staff that was in that era for the Oakland A's with Vida Blue and Catfish Hunter. Kenny Holtzman.
Kenny Holtzman, yeah.
Was on that staff. Sal Bando, Campaneris, Green.
Joe Rudy.
Reggie Jackson. Left field, but that's going to slice out of play. Did I say Sal Bando?
You did, yep.
Gene Tennis. Man, they were good.
Is that when Charlie Finley signed Herb Washington just strictly as a pinch runner?
Yeah. As crazy as Finley was, he did a lot of things that have lasted in baseball, including the uniforms that are being worn now. Remember, you don't wear green or a color, you wear gray or white. Struck him out. Oh, another strikeout for Padre pitching, their 16th tonight.
And he challenged him with a well-located fastball down and away to Garrett Jones. Watch the glove of Grandal. Nice little two-seam movement, although that's a four-seam fastball from Houston Street. Big out for the Texas Longhorn. And look at
Katie. We're running out of K's out there. Marcell Ozuna is the only Marlin that's escaped the strikeout route. Slaps that foul. He's hit the ball hard twice. In fact, all three times he's hit to the opposite field. A hard ground ball to first, a fly ball to right, and an infield hit on the right side of the infield, deflected by the pitcher Kennedy at the time to Jerko, but by the time Jerko could field, no chance to throw out Ozuna. One and one. The Padres just wanted, not just putting wins together, win a series.
Yep.
That's the goal. Win a series. A lot of 2 out of 3s, but the other guys got the 2.
nice slider. Great depth to it. Good tilt.
Arizona on this homestand, 2 out of 3. Kansas City, 2 out of 3. Padres like to get that series win on their side and use that as a springboard. Climbing up the ladder. They start tonight 6.5 behind San Francisco. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout. That's 4 in a row by the bullpen. Benoit struck out in the last 2 in the 9th, and Street gets the first pair in the 10th.
Hey, get the inside scoop on all things Padres with Padres Social Hour. Watch this new highly interactive multimedia show daily on Padres.com/social hour or on Fox Sports San Diego. Be part of the show by interacting with the Padres on social media. Plus, there are interviews and you'll get all the latest news. Don't miss Padres Social Hour.
That's the 1 hour preceding Padres Live every game. To third. Foul ball, a late call by plate umpire Culpa. That was a situation with Amarista right at the bag. It's Culpa's call until it goes past third base. Once it clears the bag, then it's the third base umpire, and so they're kind of looking at each other. Obviously a foul ball. Echeverria has struck out twice and lined to center. Slider outside. 1-1. Bottom of the 10th, the Padres will have the pitcher's spot, then DeNorfia and Cabrera at the top of the order.
Late on the heater.
And a strike away from fanning the side, Houston Street.
Hey, Kevin Quackenbush on the right talking with Nick Vincent.
We might see him tonight, the way things are going. Had a nice chat with him. Talented athletic family. His dad played football as a freshman at West Point.
The Cadets?
Black Knights or Cadets.
That's right, Black Knights. And then the midshipman is the Naval Academy, right?
The Middies, yeah. Ever been to Annapolis?
I haven't. It's one really place I'd love to go.
It's a beautiful city, and to go to the Naval Academy. West Point, in terms of the beauty of the campus there on the Hudson, is very impressive. Yeah. One ball, 2 strikes. Outside, not by much. Lots of umpires here tonight. Ball was away. And Clearly a ball. 2-2. Chopped to short. Cabrera fires across just in time. That was close. Oh, Echeverria showing his speed. 1-2-3 the story as Houston Street gets the job done. Here come the Padres. 1-1 tie.
Bottom of the 10th, tied up at 1. But be sure to stay tuned after the Padres win this one, as Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney break down the game. Plus, what did Bud Black think about Ian Kennedy's start tonight? You're going to hear it all. Padres Live after the game right here on Fox Sports San Diego, brought to you by Cox. Fox Sports San Diego. Watch it!
And there's plenty of other news, baseball scores and news, and that promise of a movie star.
Those guys got their feet up?
Coming out to the post-game show.
Oh, look at those two yahoos.
Nick Hundley leads it off, pinch hitting. For Houston Street, A.J. Ramos into his second inning of work. Hundley's been very productive off the bench. He's 5 for 16 pinch hitting.
Oh, he can run into one.
Houston Street doing a good job. Bullpen 9 for 9. Benoit and Street. Dale Thayer on deck, apparently. And Hundley goes down swinging. Top of the order, Chris Denorfia, 1 for 4. Infield hit back in the 5th.
Well, that's tough duty for any pinch hitter coming off the bench. And that was a nice tight slider on the outer half by A.J. Ramos.
Watch out. The Padres catching a Marlins team that's red hot, winning 9 of their last 11, 4 in a row. But a team that's had troubles on the road, 2-10 their record, worst in baseball, road record. But the best at home. They love it there in South Florida. Well, they're 17-5. That's been good enough to vault them up to the top of the National League East with Washington, 19-15 record. Well, that's really a tight group in the East.
Yeah.
Atlanta's only a half game back, 18-15. The Mets are 16-17, only 2.5 out, and Philadelphia starting tonight, 15 and 17. 3 out.
And those losses on the road, they've been close games. 6 of those 10 losses, the Marlins had a lead or they were tied the 8th inning on. A couple of walk-off losses, and they caught an Atlanta staff that was just white hot at that time. So they faced some good pitching as well.
High strike, 3-2. So we're 1-1 here in the 10th. Up at Dodger Stadium, the Giants and Dodgers tied 1-1 in the 9th. Line to center, but it's carrying right out to Ozuna. 2 away. Everett Cabrera, the only player in the game with more than 1 hit, a single and a double, both hitting left-handed. Houston Street enjoying a chuckle with Dave Roberts. Well, he's been rock steady, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
All season, Houston Street.
Yep. Hitting his spots. He makes it look easy, doesn't he?
I mean, he's pitched at all-star quality so far.
Yep.
I mean, the competition extraordinarily difficult at pick a relief pitcher. That's going to be up to the National League manager. But Street certainly qualifies. One and one to Cabrera. Change up.
Yeah, good pitch from Ramos. I love it when the left-hander cheerleads from the bench.
Come on, Cabbie. In case you're just joining us and curious about not only the game, 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the 10th in the draft, Cleveland took Johnny Manziel as the quarterback. He was the second quarterback selected. Manziel goes to Cleveland. Chargers with the 25th pick took a cornerback, Jason Burrell of TCU. Two and two. The Colorado Rockies, despite the fact Colorado now tied for first starting tonight with San Francisco, finally lost and were shut out by Texas. Got a base hit, so his hitting streak has reached 28 games. 2-2 again. Watch out. The bat goes flying, and Cabrera has struck out. A couple of strikeouts for Ramos here in the 10th. On to the 11th inning. It'll be the pitcher's spot to lead it off for Miami. Inning. Let's look at the game summary. It really features one man, number 22 of the Padres, Ian Kennedy. 12 strikeouts, matching his career best, overpowering, allowing just one run, a double in the 6th inning, Yelich, and a single, Dietrich. How about runs? Kennedy as well. The only run scored by the Padres, his first major league home run. That came in the 2nd inning, and that's been it. In that run column tonight, a 1-1 tie. It's been all Kennedy. Here's the Marlins run as Dietrich rolls a single through the right side. That scored Yelich from second base. And now we're in the 11th inning. Padres now have gone 30 innings and scored just 2 runs. The home run by Kennedy tonight and the Grandal home run against Kansas City on Tuesday. Dale Thayer working on Jeff Baker, the pinch hitter.
So it was all right-handed hitters on the bench tonight for Mike Redmond, so you can scratch Jeff Baker off that list. Still has Jeff Mathis and Ed Lucas for the Marlins still left in the aquarium.
Baker 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter. Pretty big aquarium to get that old Marlin in there, isn't it?
Yeah, they can build some big ones. Hey, big pitcher right there, Dale Thayer. Pretty much know what you're going to get with Dale Thayer, aren't you? Coming right at you with the fastball.
That ball hit pretty well, but got it up on the handle enough so the left fielder Smith can make the play. Just missed it. 1 away. Top of the order, Christian Yelich. Nothing like bonus panels at the ball yard.
Free baseball.
You play for 8.5 and you get all this extra fun.
Sure. Hey, remember as a kid going to the ball yard?
Didn't want it to end, did you?
Yeah, I know. Get a chance to go chow at the chow line, some of this great food, get a social sparkler late.
How about this Marlins pitching?
How about it?
You know, they finished their series with the Mets with back-to-back shutouts, and they've allowed 1 run tonight, a home run to the pitcher. So that's 28 innings, allowing 1 run for the Marlins pitching staff. And we get their best tomorrow night in Jose Fernandez.
Hey, these two are going to skip school tomorrow. They want to stick around and watch the Padres win.
3-0 now to Yelich. Doubled and scored in the 6th inning. The Marlins run. Grounded out, flied out, struck out the other 3 at bats. 22-year-old from Thousand Oaks. 3-1. Dietrich to follow.
That gentleman's going old school.
Right side, Jerko. And there's 2 away. Well, looking at the final games of this homestand, the next 3 against the Marlins. 6:30 our broadcast time tomorrow night. It'll be a brilliant young 22-year-old Jose Fernandez against Tyson Ross, looking for his 4th win, Ross. Then Evaldi, a hard-throwing right-hander, against Eric Stoltz on Saturday at the 6:30 game, not a 5 o'clock. I think that's, yeah, it's a 5 o'clock game. And then 12:30 Sunday for our TV time, Erlin against Henderson Alvarez, who threw a no-hitter last year for the Marlins and is 2-2 with a 2.62 ERA this year. So it figures we're going to see a lot of low-scoring games, and runs will be precious as they have been tonight.
Precious and few are the moments we too can share.
Very nice. Lord Byron, correct? Another chance for Jerko. Oh my. And it slips out of his glove for a 2-out error. Let's hope that doesn't become punishing to the Padres. But it does extend the inning, and that means Giancarlo Stanton gets another shot.
Oh, and Jed's ticked. It's on the transfer. I think maybe he had a little bit of time to set his feet a little bit rather than try to, but that's all on the transfer right there. Just couldn't find the handle.
It's almost too easy. Here's Stanton, 0 for 3 with a walk. Strike one. Fastball hitter, fastball pitcher.
Outfield playing deep.
And doubles prevent defense. Late on that swing.
Yeah, he was.
And guess how fast that.
93.
Right on. He is so incredibly consistent at 93. 0-2.
Keep the ball away from him. Down and away.
Center field. Deep. Maven back. And that ball is gone. You talk about power. That's a line drive that just didn't stop until it cleared the fence in right center field. That looked routine off the bat, and it just didn't stop until Stanton hits his 11th home run, 40 RBIs, and Miami leads 3-1. I don't think that ball ever was over 20 feet in the air.
Well, we mentioned it earlier how impressive Giancarlo Stanton is. I mean, you know what? That wasn't even his best swing. And the thing that really hurts is that was 0-2, and that ball gets out in a hurry, the opposite field, off the bat of Stanton.
And the error by Jerko does come back to bite the Padres. They had to face Stanton another time, and the man who has just been incredibly brilliant throughout the first month and a half of this season comes through again for Miami. 11 home runs and 40 runs batted in. That ties Major League lead in home runs and extends his Major League lead in RBIs. And Cechek and Abendigo are getting ready in the bullpen. So 2 outs to McGee. 0-2. Inning should have been over on the ground ball by Dietrich at Jerko, and boy, he's got to be about to take a bite out of his glove out there at second base. A couple of unearned runs. And you hate to see the big power hitters smiling like that.
Yeah, and you take a look at the swing of Stanton. He doesn't even have to put his best swing on it, and he can send it a long way. We know about that ball he hit in Miami, the home run to left field. But that ball there to right center field, more center field, that's
here late at night, yeah. Some marine layer, heavy air, and I mean that was a laser.
Dick, I thought it was going to be extra. I thought it was going to be a line drive off the fence, but that ball he must have put some serious backspin on that ball, hitting it on the line like he did.
Out in front of the plate and foul ball. Grandal couldn't pounce on it in time. So the Padres will have to rally from 2 down in the bottom of the 11th.
That ball just had enough spin on it where Ryan Culpa was all over it, where he touched it in foul territory.
Smith, Grandal, Jerko scheduled in the bottom half of this 11th inning. Three and 2. Culpa calls the game and lets everyone know why he called a pitch a ball. Only 24, this superstar. Driven to right field, and Denorfia's on his horse and makes the catch. Another fine play by Chris Denorfia, racing away from home plate to make that backhanded catch, but Giancarlo Stanton, a laser to right center for a 2-run homer. In the top of this 11th inning, and it produces 2 unearned runs as Stanton delivers his 11th home run of the season. 3-1 Marlins. It'll be Smith, Grandal, and Jerko against Steve Cishek. He's the closer for the Fish.
And saves / opportunities, you see it there, 6 out of 7 for the right-hander. He's got the funky delivery. Opponent's hitting 200. He's worked 14 frames. And a strikeout pitcher. 1 more strikeout than inning pitched. Cishek does a fastball slider change. Low 90s in. He'll top out maybe about 95, but he lives around maybe the 92 mile an hour range. Coming from down under, a little low 3/4 for Cishek.
Kind of a Key West delivery down
there you
under
go.
there.
I like that.
412 feet. They measured the home run by Stanton. That's almost like throwing that one back into the water, not keeping the fish, because he's averaging on the year his home runs, his first 10 home runs were 427 feet average. That was just a little puny 412-foot line drive homer. Smith, 1 for 3. Ooh, way inside. Padres now need a bloop and a blast.
As I mentioned, some deception there from Cishek coming from down under. Oh, a knuckle curve or a knuckle slider. He's got that index fingernail buried in. How's that make the arm feel,
Looked
Dick?
like his arm rotated a full 2 times.
Yeah.
He buggy whips it, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
2-0 the count. Got to get on there to bring the tying run to the plate.
You had the right idea there on that 2-seamer down and away. Base runners, multiple base runners this inning. Oh, it's really hard to square up that 2-seamer, especially from that arm angle. It's kind of like Brad Ziegler, right, from the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
So for a hitter standpoint, you got to get that sinker up in the zone. If you get it, you have to attack it.
Strike 3 called. Smith didn't think so, but that's the second time he's been punched out tonight. 1 away. Grandal. Rough night, 0 for 4. The Padre catcher.
Well, Cishek went with the backdoor slider there, breaking ball, and got the call on pitch number 5 there. You see by Southland Technology.
Strike 1 to Grandal. Cishek, an original Marlin. He must be the dean on this entire team because he was drafted way back in 2007. Entire career with Florida and Miami. He was a 5th round pick. To Carson Newman College in Tennessee. One and 2. Good cut there.
Yeah.
To center, and Ozuna tucks it away for the second out. Goodwood. Unfortunate direction for Grandal. So 2 out, and Jed Jerko 0 for 4 tonight. Unless the Padres come up with something very special here with 2 outs in the bottom of the inning. this will make 12 consecutive games, and that includes 3 extra innings. 12 in a row where they've not been able to get in double figures in hits. 9 or less in 12 straight games. A lot of pitching going by the boards without any support. And this should do it. Echeverria to first, and the Marlins win. Final score, Miami 3, the Padres 1 in 11. Mike Pomerantz, how you doing out there?
Well, we're doing okay. Wish we were doing a little bit better for the Padre win, but it was not to be. So we're going to have Fox Sports San Diego MLB insider and now movie star Scott Miller with us. Plus, you'll hear from Buddy Black in a moment.